Think about Graham Ncaa. Not only can he score and rebound, he's third in the country in fouls drawn per 40 minutes. Wow. He gets his defenders in foul trouble. So if you're Mike Woodson, you don't want Trace Jackson Davis guarding him because you want him in the game. Race Thompson goes 6'8", 230 with his length, with his strength, his intelligence. He is as well equipped to guard Ncaa as any player in the country, really. And so for me, the other question is who guards Hunter Maldonado, because you talk about his post-up ability at 6'7". You don't want that to be Xavier Johnson. I think it'll probably be Parker Stewart, who's 6'5" and not as important an offensive player. But how Mike Woodson manages who he's deploying on those two guys, because Jeff Linder for Wyoming is an exceptionally intelligent offensive coach in creating an offense that is suited to these guys with their unique skill set. So I'm going to be really watching that chess match with Mike Woodson, how he guards those two.
And it's just, you talk about Maldonado because he is a guy, he's so versatile, right? Like if you do kind of shut him down, take away maybe his offensive game, he can pass the ball too, Candace.
Yeah, he can pass the ball, and it's a huge advantage to have that experience. He's a fifth-year senior, and in your point guard, you talk about guard play in the NCAA tournament. You talk about knowing when to make plays, when to set up the offense, when to score for yourself. Averaging 18.4, 6.3 points or assists per game, 5.8 rebounds. You know, he's great at getting to the free throw line. So you think of all the things that you would want in a point guard leading into the NCAA tournament, and Maldonado has it.
And he's big. You know, he's not 6'3", he's not 6'4", 6'7". I mean, that makes a difference. Guy can take you from the perimeter and back you down into the post, and you can run your offense out of there. Good player.
We saw two teams in our first game who relied heavily on the bench, right? The Cowboys, they don't do that. They're getting a lot of production from their starters, and if those guys are not going, that could be a problem.
Yeah, for sure. And they also don't create a lot of steals on the perimeter. So that's a good sign for Indiana because, as I said earlier, their guard play has been very suspect. Xavier Johnson's been playing great the last 8 games, but as a three-point shooting team, Indiana has not been impressive, especially in their losses. They shoot 29% from behind the three-point line in their losses. They can be epically bad from behind that line. That's why they lost. They lost a lot of games in the Big Ten and came very close to not making the tournament. At one point, they had lost 5 in a row. So if they take care of the ball, they make their three-point shots, and then they got to deal with these two guys. I like the Pokes in this one. I really do. The Mountain West has been a terrific league all season. The league is full of teams like a Boise State, San Diego State. They're tough. They guard. They play a slow pace. It's exactly the style of basketball that sets up well for the NCAA tournament.
70 is the magic number for them. They hit 70 points. It's a wrap because they are 20-0 this season when they hit that number. What do you got? Social media.
Yeah, that's
See,
right.
it's going to catch up. You
That's
got to
right.
get her to tweet.
We got to get her.
You got to get her.
Rex, come
go.
on.
Let's rope her in. Let's reel her in.
Here.
Rex, are you on Twitter? You should get on Twitter.
What is Twitter?
I got to teach you.
What is this Twitter thing of which you speak?
At Lowe's.
We have a good one incoming. We have a good one. First of all, the Texas A&M Corpus Christi versus Texas Southern was a great game. It went down to the wire, but Texas Southern took away the W by 9 points. But I have a feeling that this is going to be a great game. We have the Wyoming Cowboys versus the Indiana Hoosiers. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my. This is a great game. We're just going to go over some quick stats real quick for the team. For Wyoming, Graham Ncaa, I mean, he's a monster. We're going to call it 20 points. 20 points, 10 rebounds, and an assist for the forward. Hunter Maldonado, I mean, he's one of those guys that, he's so important, but I still don't think he's appreciated as much, you know. He's a fifth-year senior. I think he's probably one of the smartest college players in the NCAA. He's averaging 18 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He's shooting 49% from the field. That three-point shot really isn't that good, though. That's the one thing about him. You got Drake Jeffries, 10 points a game, 5 rebounds. He's shooting 42% from the three, so he's a great shooter from beyond the arc, 82% from the free throw line. Jeremiah Oden, 7 points, 4 assists. I apologize, 4 rebounds. And, yeah, that rounds it out for basically the top 4 for Wyoming. We could take a look at Indiana real quick. Right off the bat, Trace Jackson Davis, another key factor. He's their best player, but also Trace Jackson Davis may be their best defender as well. I don't think it would be smart to put him on Graham Ncaa though, just for the simple fact that, like Candace and the guys were talking about, Graham Ncaa leads. If he doesn't lead, he's like top 10 in drawing fouls in the NCAA. So you don't want your best player, Trace Jackson Davis, in foul trouble early. I would say probably put Race Thompson, who's a wonderful defender. So we can let's just go over this quick stats before the game though. Trace Jackson Davis is averaging 18 points a game, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. He's shooting 58% from. We'll call that 59. We'll give him that bump up. Xavier Johnson, the floor general, 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. He's a great guard for Indiana, pretty consistent as well. He's also averaging 1 steal a game. Race Thompson, one of my favorite college basketball players, 11 points a game, 7 rebounds. In those games versus Iowa, Michigan, and Illinois, these 3 were so efficient. Same with Finney as well. Finney is another great basketball player as well. Not really talked about as much, but he contributes a lot. And so with Miller Kopp, Parker Stewart. I mean, this is gonna be a good game, guys. This is 100% going to be a good game. I do believe that Indiana is gonna pull the upset just based on the run they've been on. These last 3 games that they played in, they've showed not just the committee, but they've showed the whole NCAA that they're a force to be reckoned with. Especially Trace Jackson Davis. This guy's scary. I would not want to go up against him as a coach. I have to be honest, because he if I'm not mistaken, he did have 30 in their last game. Let me double check on that. He was going crazy in their last game versus Iowa. Hold on, let me check. Yup, 31. He had 31 and 10. I mean, you guys got to be let's be honest, man. There's not a lot of guys in college putting up those numbers, And we talk about high points. Look, he had 43-point game, 30 point. I mean, it's scoring is easy for Jackson Davis. So I am looking for him to have a not only an efficient night, but also he's going to control this game. But that's just from Indiana's side. And when I say control the game, I really just mean controlling Indiana's offense. When you got Graham Ncaa in there, it's not going to be a lot. It's not going to be easy, basically. Graham Ncaa is another force to be reckoned with. I would have said that, I'm almost positive that Indiana's going to win this game. But with Graham Ncaa in the game, you know what? I have to take that back. This is going to be a good one. Graham Ncaa and Hunter Maldonado, I don't know, man. Those are probably not a duo you want to play against in the first round as well. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could like the stream, it will be much appreciated. I think the game is about to start or it's underway soon, so we'll just get this. We'll get the game cast going. But yeah, I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. And yeah, let's enjoy this game.
What we are. This prepares you to play great. Play great, the winning will take care of itself. You take one game at a time. That's all you're doing. One game, boom, we got one. Let's get the next one.
Last year was difficult. COVID kind of messed everything up, set everything off. But this year we got it back rolling again.
With this group of guys, I knew that as soon as we touched down on campus, we all connected, we all liked each other, so I knew it would be a little different this year. Since last year, we didn't have the season that we wanted and had a rough year. How does it feel to honestly making the tournament for the first time?
It feel dope being our first time, especially me going back home. I have a lot of family there. I'm ready to get this going.
All right, Kentucky getting going against 15 seed St. Peter's. Rex,
Kentucky's in the
how do we feel? What's the energy like right now, especially after last year?
I feel fantastic. John Calipari just rolls the ball out, right? That's all he does. No, wait. He does it with one and dones, and now he's got his oldest team and he's doing it. You can't have it both ways. Oscar Tshiebwe, player of the year in my opinion, but older guys, Kellen Grady from Davidson scored 2,000 points before he ever got to Kentucky. For a Kentucky fan watching this Kentucky team that's older, we haven't had that in a while. And this has been a very refreshing, fun year for Kentucky fans. And this team can go a long way. They can put the ball in the basket a lot of different ways. The key for me is Keon Brooks. If Keon Brooks plays well, Kentucky wins. And he's going to have to play well throughout this tournament for 6 games. Keep an eye on Keon.
You know, Coach Calipari said something there. He said that no hope, that they want to bury him, they want to play loose. And it makes me think about Kevin Garnett in this last run we were playing in the playoffs. And he said, your job as an opponent is to grow the opponent's fear, to grow their fear every possession. And by doing that, I mean, just Calipari said it, you have to be active, you have to be loose, you can't have to be talking. And that's where you bury people. You bury them in possessions, in doubt. You want to grow their doubt. And so, you know, I think that, like Rex said, he's had to do a lot of coaching these last couple of years, and he's doing an amazing job with this team, except in the SEC.
I forget what happened there. Well, you know, you can take the coach out of Pittsburgh, but you can't take the. So when he says we got to bury guys, that to me is just blue collar roots in Pittsburgh. And you know, he was the one who really was at the forefront of that one and done when that was coming, and everyone was saying, well, I don't know. He's like, everybody, come on here, AD. MKG, everybody come here, and they won him a title. And now he's done the same thing with his transfer portal, still bringing in some quality freshmen like Ty Washington, but it's a little bit of a different challenge as a coach because you got to make that chemistry thing happen fast, much like you did with the one and done. And by the way, I know you've been to a lot more Kentucky practice than I have, but I've seen him in action. And, you know, Calipari has his staff do like all the individual work outside of, for that 2 hours in practice, it is all Calipari. His assistants are, I know they're working, I'm not saying they're not working, but it is, he brings an incredible amount of energy to the teaching and the instruction, and very few college coaches, I know NBA guys have said this, really truly understand how to coach great players. You hold them accountable, you coach them hard, and then you turn them loose. This is a very dangerous team.
How far are they going, Rex? How far are they going, Rex?
Final four.
Tell the people.
Final four.
I got them in the 4. You can say that.
I got them in the Final Four.
You can say that.
Okay, that'll be pretty good. I don't think that's acceptable for Kentucky fans hearing it from Rex, but I'm just saying.
Hey, John Calipari's the man. He's been great to me, and he's the perfect guy for that job.
All right, we'll see you at the half. Wyoming, Indiana, coming up.
Ever wonder what everyone's doing on their phones? They're banking with bank.
So if we take a look at the matchup predictor on ESPN, they do have Indiana winning this game, which is ironic. Basically, you know, Wyoming was the 4th in the Mountain West, and, you know, I mean, their record kind of would give them that advantage. But I think with the month of March, and I've said this in plenty streams, the month of March is the month of miracles. Okay, so listen, this Indiana team and their spirit and their heart, I really do think the sky's the limit for this team. I'm not going to go out there and say, oh, they're going to go Sweet 16. They're going to go far. I don't know where they're going to go, but I do think Indiana's going to surprise a lot of people this tournament. Like I said, Trace Jackson Davis, he's a great leader for this team. Xavier Johnson is a great floor general. And the glue himself, Race Thompson, is another guy that, to me, not only is he underappreciated, but he's just as important as those other 2 guys I just stated on this team. But like I said, man, when you got Graham Ncaa and Hunter Maldonado playing against you, like it's anybody's ball game, man. Those 2 are 2 of the best in what they do. Hunter Maldonado is such a smart basketball player. I mean, to average 18 and 6 assists, I mean, it says a lot, and it means a lot, you know. But Graham Ncaa, he's a force that has to be reckoned with. But I don't think, you know, there's gonna be a lot of answering for him this game. I have to be honest. I feel like he's just gonna go out there and do Graham Ncaa things. That being said, though, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I do believe the game should start soon, if not already started. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like the stream if possible, and comment and subscribe. All right, let's get back to this game.
You good?
Never better.
The exclusive new season of Snowpiercer.
Hope is a powerful thing.
It's an action-packed thriller.
Wilford hates surprises. Let's go give him one.
Battle stations!
To new beginnings.
Snowpiercer, all new Mondays at 9 on TNT. And watch anytime on demand and on the TNT app.
Here we go. March Madness!
is going to be a wild ride. What a game.
Anything can happen in March.
To be forever a champion.
How about that? Absolute madness.
Madness in the house here at UD Arena. It's a jam-packed house. Game 2 of the first four's first day features two 12 seeds, the Indiana Hoosiers and the Wyoming Cowboys, for the right to move on to take on St. Mary's in Portland this Thursday. Hey, everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Xavier Johnson, Steve Lavin, John Rothstein's roaming around the building.
Talking to coaches somewhere, getting the scoop.
He's talking to somebody. We have a great matchup here after our first game came to a close. Indiana and Wyoming. Lav, these are two teams, they're 12 seeds, but you might expect them to be a little higher.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, Wyoming is having one of the best seasons in program history. They're very capable. Mike Woodson, in his debut, first year as a head coach of the Hurricane Hoosiers, has them back on track and in the NCAA tournament.
And they both want to play inside. Indiana wants to play a traditional way, just punching inside.
Yeah.
Wyoming, they want to use a little bit of misdirection to get the ball inside.
All right, well, speaking of inside, let's get to Indiana first, Lav. I mean, they've got a real good player in Trace Jackson Davis.
Yeah, no secret. He is the hub of the wheel. Gets out in transition, can run, play over the top. He's improved his ability to take the ball to the basket and finish through contact, making better decisions in the basket area, very effective at maneuvering along the baseline. And how about Xavier Johnson? He has come on of late. He's been critical to the Hoosiers' success. He's red hot the last 8 games, 18 points per game and 7 assists. That's sharing the sugar, Avery.
And speaking of sharing, you look at Wyoming, they got two guys that share the ball pretty good.
Yeah, I love this tandem. These guys really play well off of each other. Graham, Ncaa, he hustles on defense, but he brings the muscle on offense, especially inside attacking the basket. And then Hunter Maldonado, this kid is long, athletic. He's been converted from a power forward to a point guard, high basketball IQ, outstanding tandem.
Well, you expect Indiana to travel well to Dayton, Ohio. Wyoming, they have traveled well also. Indiana, Wyoming, the tip from UD Arena is coming up next.
Who's going to be the hero tonight? 3 seconds for a national championship or overtime. Ogunbowale for the win. Ogunbowale wins the national championship for Notre Dame. Enrique does it again.
If it was delivered with Uber Eats, does that mean I can eat it?
It says eat.
It's a diaper. This tastes bad.
Now let's look at their last 5. It's kind of ironic. They're both 2 and 3 in their last 5. But yeah, when you take a look at who Indiana play, I mean, they just play much better teams. And look at these games though. These last 3 for Indiana, in my opinion, were a good build-up for them. I think basically what I'm trying to say, like with Tennessee versus Kentucky, that game was a great game for them to play. For Tennessee, them beating Kentucky, kind of solidified that championship, in my opinion. I just feel like once they beat Kentucky, they had what it takes. They had what it takes, and they also just, that momentum was with them. For Indiana, I mean, these 3 games, they were close. Every game was close, from the Michigan game to the Illinois game. Michigan game, they were down big in the first half. They came back second half. Illinois game, it was amazing. And Iowa game, it was also amazing as well. So, it looks like this game has just started. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could like the stream, it would be much appreciated. And let us begin.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Sherwin-Williams. Painting questions? Ask Sherwin-Williams. Taco Bell's Nacho Fries. And by Great Clips, official hair salon of March Madness.
Back inside UD Arena, the last time the first four was played here, everything you saw right there wasn't there. It's all totally new. It's a beautiful place. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams. Nothing different than we expected for Indiana, but there is a difference when it comes to Wyoming. Hunter Thompson will start for Wyoming. They want to go bigger. So Jeremiah Oden, who has started every game so far for Wyoming, will come off the bench. Let's go to John Rothstein.
Well, Tom, Indiana will play an NCAA tournament game tonight, but when Mike Woodson first got the job last spring, he wasn't sure if he would have a team. In the first team meeting that Indiana had after Woodson was named head coach, he asked his players who was all in. Nobody raised their hand. Nevertheless, he recalibrated the program. Indiana plays an NCAA tournament game tonight. Meanwhile, Wyoming, after last season, lost the Mountain West Freshman of the Year in Marcus Williams, who transferred to Texas A&M. But all things are well in Laramie. Tom, we've got an upstart from Laramie. We've got a blue blood back in the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
Only 3 words can describe it, guys. This is March.
That's exactly right. I thought Mike Woodson was really funny when he was describing the conversation with his team. He probably didn't think it was funny back when he did it, but now he does. He said, I went home to my wife and I said, what am I going to do? But he was able to get everybody to come back. And he said that Trace Jackson Davis was the key to get him back.
Yeah, he said he had to re-recruit him.
Yep.
Because he was thinking about going to the NBA. He was very honest with Trace Jackson Davis and his family. And it's going to pay off for him. He's helping him expand his game a little bit more. He wants him to shoot a few more outside shots.
Yes. Well, he'll get his first touch of the night working against Ncaa. Goes up strong off the front of the rim, and he gets it to go.
Strong use of the back-down dribble and the shoulder into the sternum. Keep the defender ground-bound, then be able to shoot that little jump hook over the top.
Yeah, we'll watch that tonight because these are two teams that are among the leaders in the country in post moves and touches. Ncaa lost it. It was knocked away by Race Thompson. Xavier Johnson up the floor. Miller popped for 3, no good. And the rebound corralled by Jeffries.
It'll be interesting to see from a post-defensive standpoint what type of defensive strategy and that each team's going to have. Are you going to play single coverage, no help? Are you going to dig, which Indiana was digging on that last play?
And Hunter Thompson off the bench to can the first 3 of the night.
Have a hunch, bet a bunch. Thompson on point, delivers.
Making his 3rd start of the season. Again, Jeremiah Oden is usually the starter at that spot. He covers Race Thompson up top. 3-2, Wyoming's on top.
I think Coach Linder was concerned some about rebounding and size.
Jackson Davis for a second time, no good. Race Thompson with the rebound, put back no good. He'll get another chance. It'll have to come to the free throw line.
Yep, and here Indiana decides to double, and it's a different kind of strategy. They're doubling off the passer here, and now Wyoming made them pay. Nice recognition that about Hunter Maldonado, and that's a problem for Indiana because his size, he's 6'7", and he's got a 6'2" guy guarding him. That's a significant advantage.
Yeah, and on that possession too, Coach, they didn't really ever trap. They were more stabbing at the ball, stunting, and makes it easier to throw a precise pass to the shooter on the perimeter. If they're going to trap, go ahead and trap. If you're going to stunt, then stunt. That was a no man's land.
Yeah, so Thompson missed the free throw, and it was touched last by Wenzel, who actually picked up the foul. And Indiana will get it back with 20 on the shot clock. Here's Xavier Johnson, the transfer from Pitt. He averaged 15.5 points per game as a freshman at Pitt. Race Thompson backing it against Hunter Thompson. To the baseline, no good. And Jackson Davis thought he had the rebound, he lost it. And it was picked up by Wenzel.
Well, you can feel the physicality.
Yes.
Both teams inside. Rebounding is going to be a huge key. getting second shots.
And Wenzel can't can the three. The rebound is pulled down by Indiana. And here comes Johnson right into the front court. And the rebound for Jeffries.
Never got his balance. Low percentage shot. Good to attack the paint and the rim, but you want to maneuver the pace where you can finish with high percentage looks or to dish the ball to a teammate.
Here's Maldonado. He likes to back his way in. He's a former forward playing point guard. He's got some size, and his shot is blocked away by Jackson Davis. Johnson leaves it inside for Race Thompson. A little bit of a bobble. And he put it on the deck, heads to the cup, and doesn't get the roll. Jeffries with the rebounds.
I like to look at Hunter Thompson is injured. I don't know if he's got hit in the face.
Yeah, he got hit in the chops. So he's immediately off the floor, and the athletic trainer is going to take a look at him, and that'll send.
Cohesiveness with that six-man rotation.
The veteran Roger Ayers is taking a look at that. And Thompson's still being looked at on the sidelines.
And one of the things Coach Linder talked about was getting his best six players in tip-top shape.
Well, here they turn down the screen. Xavier Johnson just takes it baseline after lifting that Wyoming defense, and it's tough to see where. Didn't see any.
Yeah, it was before that scenario. I wonder if it happened as he was coming up the floor. Again, Roger Ayers is taking a look at it. Vlad Boyard Tadal. All right, John Rossi, what do you got?
Well, guys, Hunter Thompson was ill before the game. He didn't feel well before the game, so showing some symptoms here early. Tom will monitor this moving forward right now. He's currently seeking attention from the medical staff, and it looks like they're going to send him right now back to the locker room. Tom.
Yeah, so he's heading in.
No contact.
No contact, yep. Maldonado, bounce pass to Ike. Ike is blocked away by Jackson Davis. It's back to Ike, though. That's his second block already. He has 81 on the year. Ike from the baseline, tough shot. And the weak side rebound by Johnson.
Well, really impressed with Jackson Davis's defense early to start this game. Weak side protection. We saw it in game one.
Parker Stewart heads to the basket, palms it off the glass. I think that was helped by Wyoming. I think somebody got their hand on it. May have been Jeffries, and it pinballed off the glass.
Almost a ricochet with velocity off the window. More like someone playing pool.
That looked like one of my putts. But it's just, my putts don't go in all the time.
The short game's not your strength. One more time, we take a look. Almost lost control and then regained and slapped it off the glass and in.
Yeah, I thought Odin may have got a piece of it, but he didn't. That foul, by the way, was on Parker Stewart, his first. Jeffries covered out front by Stewart. There's Maldonado, tries to cross over. But Pop was there to knock it to the ground, and Indiana with the basketball. Xavier Johnson.
Indiana showing their defensive chops. That's been their strength all season long. An elite defense.
They go inside to Jackson Davis, and he's fouled by Ike on the floor. 15:49 to play here in the first half. Pretty physical so far. Indiana's on top by 1.
Back at the Final Four! Yeah, I got my 4% cash back on our tickets with my Capital One Saver card.
Oh, snap. Bird's almost here. Bird? Oh, man. Bird's been sore since losing to me in 79. Really?
Whoa, I wasn't even born yet.
Oh, hey, fellas, y'all know 12-time All-Star Sue Bird?
Is there some other?
It is 4-3. The Hoosiers are up by 1 point. Let's go over some quick stats. Trace Jackson Davis with 2 points, 1 block. He's 1 for 2 from the field. Stewart, 2 points, and a rebound for him. And over for Wyoming. Thompson has a 3. He's 1 for 1. Now we go over some field goals. Both of these guys aren't really shooting too well. The Hoosiers shooting 25%, and the Wyoming Cowboys shooting 20%. But I do have a good feeling that both teams are gonna come in after this break and play some good basketball. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could like the stream, it would be much appreciated. And yeah, let's get back to this game.
Oh, AT&T 5G? It's fast. You ready?
Okay, it's time.
Yeah.
You ready?
I need 5 more minutes.
It's been 3 hours.
That went by fast. Oh, that was a good one.
AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure, even in the madness of March.
Nothing here. Nothing in the walls. Nothing in the vent.
I found a quarter and buttons.
Why?
There's money hiding somewhere in our house.
With Rocket Mortgage, we can use the equity in our home and turn it into cash.
So I can stop looking and we can finally consolidate our debt?
Yes, please stop.
For a better way to find money in your home,
Rocket can.
Rocket.
If the midday break is like your halftime, then Coke with Coffee is the perfect speech from a coach who knows you better than you know yourself. Also, the speech tastes amazing. Coke with Coffee.
Your team plays tonight, and you need a haircut. Now, head to Great Clips. Our skilled stylists save your haircut details and clip notes, so you can get your lucky cut in time for tip-off. We got you, and you got this. Great Clips, official hair salon of March Madness.
Watch live Ben's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Scan the QR code now to download. I don't know if it's nail-biter time just yet, but we might be getting there. How about Mike Woodson? It was great to talk to him yesterday. Welcome home. He was an outstanding player at Indiana under Bob Knight, 2,061 career points. Went on to be a heck of an NBA coach.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed the conversation, his openness, his transparency about the challenge of going from the NBA to college on a number of fronts. We'll continue to talk about that throughout tonight's broadcast, but high marks for his first year as a head coach in Indiana.
Yeah, it's 2 totally different games.
Yep. Top runner along the baseline, no good. Ncaa with the rebound. Nkea's got 2 so far. He averages almost 10 rebounds per game. Jeffries off the catch from Maldonado, gets his bearings off the side of the rim. Ncaa with the rebound. Back it in against Jackson Davis. Steps off the glass. He got the angle. He just didn't get the roll.
And man, during this time of the year, got to make those layups, those points in the paint.
And then Johnson in transition for 3.
Good push right down Main Street. Pulled up, might have had his foot just inside
maybe
the three-point line or on it. I think it's going to be a 3. Your call is always right. That's why I call you OG.
I looked at the official. He put up his arms.
That's always a sound approach.
Yeah, Ncaa can't get it to go. Jackson Davis, his arm in his face. Xavier Johnson.
It's going to be very important for Wyoming to start making some of those shots, to force Indiana to start double teaming, because a lot of their offense is predicated on getting teams in rotations.
Shot clock under 10. Game clock heading toward 14 minutes. Parker Stewart off the side of the iron. Rebound, though, by Grace Thompson, and a two-handed jam.
Well, that brings the Hoosier faithful to their feet. Race with the gather. Got his power base, and that boosted him up for the chin-up on the rim.
Maldonado tries to answer and does. That's his first bucket.
And I think that's what Coach Linder was concerned about. Probably the reason why Hunter Thompson started the game.
Right.
Because he thought he could be a little bit more physical to start the game on Race.
Parker Stewart got his own rebound. Putback is off the side of the rim. Ncaa with his 4th board already.
Is Maldonado going to bring it up the floor and playmate?
Wenzel for 3. Oh, boy, that was a sidewinder. He splashed home.
Well, that's when they're at their best, when they're knocking down threes. They've had some struggles down the home stretch of the regular season in terms of their shooting, but they're capable of blistering the nets.
Jackson Davis away from the right block. He's lefty. EK's lefty. Xavier Johnson into the paint. Has it blocked away. Maldonado plucks it out of the air. Odin got a piece of it for Wyoming. Jeffries for three, middle of the floor. Too strong.
Even though he missed that, Maldonado is really quarterbacking this game, distributing the ball.
Jackson Davis called for the offensive foul. I think you can tell there's a lot of Indiana fans here.
Well, J.D. Collins, the head of officiating, is in the house, and tough to know the flop or not a flop, but give credit for selling it in terms of picking up the foul, the offensive charge on Trace Jackson Davis.
Hunter Thompson's back in. John, did you check him out?
Yeah, Hunter Thompson, guys, just had to go back and use the facilities. He is back and ready to play. Tom, as you know, we've all been there. When you got to go, you got to go.
But also, let's keep in mind, you know, he comes off the bench, so his drum roll is different. His preparation is different. You got some butterflies, some nerves. It's natural to want to head to the restroom.
Hey, get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. April 1st and 3rd, the women's Final Four in Minneapolis. Mike Woodson, Indiana Hall of Famer, All-American, Big Ten MVP. Trey Galloway in the game for the first time for the Hoosiers. They go down low to Race Thompson, covered by Hunter Thompson. Backs his way in, tries to get some space, doesn't get the roll. Maldonado fumbled it out of bounds.
Race Thompson going to go to work here. A weight room shot. Good sit down. The lift off. The flush. Timeout.
I'm constantly nodding because I know everything about furniture. But with the business side, I'm feeling a little lost.
QuickBooks can help. An easy way to get paid, pay your staff, and know where your business stands. New business, no problem. Success starts with Intuit QuickBooks.
Time out! Meet Yasso, a delicious ice cream experience with 100 calories or less per bar because it's made with Greek yogurt. Oh, ice cream. That's what we call an upset. Game over. Yasso, audaciously delicious.
Did I find my new car on Cars.com? Or did it find me? My hands were chilled to the bone. They came with a heated steering wheel. I was lost, but the navigation system brought me here. For goodness sake, from the price to the remote start, it's like Cars.com saw into my soul.
Let me give you another minute, okay?
Cars.com. It's magical.
It's still the Eat Fresh refresh, and Subway's refreshing their Italians. So we're taking this to Italy. Refresh. Because Subway now has Italian-style capicola on the new matzo meat and supreme meats.
Love the smell of Italian food.
Subway keeps refreshing and refreshing.
After 20 years of fighting, all I want to say is I'm living a dream. Let's go!
She's on a mission. Big, strong, powerful.
He came to AEW and he put himself on the map.
Nothing's impossible in this life. I was once you, and I made it happen.
I outworked everyone from day one.
Never give up on your dream.
Truly a special kind of athlete. AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite at 8 on TBS and anytime on the app.
Ba, 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 ba. Hail to the chief.
You're still a huge dork, Chad.
Hey, this is actually where those popular boys sit. In America, these situations really matter.
You clearly have a lot of demons. We all do, but yours are like, wow.
Totally.
Wyoming down one. John Rossi moments ago caught off with Jeff Linder.
Well, Jeff, it doesn't feel like we're in Dayton. It feels like we're in Bloomington. How do you counter this crowd?
Well, I've been here before back in 15 when we came here with Boise State and had to play Dayton here. So, you know what? That's what we've been all year. We played on the road. We've won games on the road. There's no excuses.
All right, have a good rest of the half.
Thank you.
His team finished 4th in the Mountain West. Such a great conference, the Mountain West. Indiana with the basketball up 1. Rob Finney is in for the first time. Shot clock is at 5. They go down low to Jackson Davis, working against Hunter Thompson over top of him, and he throws an air ball up. And it'll be a shot clock violation.
Good stand defensively there for the Cowboys. Walling up, providing resistance.
By the way, Jordan Geronimo has checked into the ballgame for Indiana. We weren't sure how much he would play tonight, but Mike Woodson told us yesterday that he would indeed get minutes, which is a good add for Indiana. Odin leaves it for Wenzel.
Now this gives Wyoming a chance to get into their flow offense, which may eventually lead to a post-up with Maldonado.
Yeah, against Finney off the glass. And the rebound by Geronimo. Maybe he would be called for a goaltend on that.
Yeah, the timing with the slap of the backboard sometimes affects the shot in terms of the reverberation. It's a good word.
That is a really good word. Jackson Davis. I was starting to write it down, but I couldn't spell it. Shot clock is down. Galloway to the basket. An offensive foul is called on him. Second offensive foul called on Indiana.
Wenzel moving the feet in position. The glory stat takes the charge as he gets steamrolled. Maldonado beating off the dribble, but that's good help defense.
And I love in practices when you're working on a stops drill, that would be worth 3 points. No doubt. You give the defense 3 points in that situation.
And the glory statistic, giving up your body for the sake of the team to get a stop.
Tamar Bates checks in for Indiana. Maldonado again goes down to the low post, has a shot blocked away by Galloway out of bounds. And it's going to wind up being Indiana basketball. Touched last by Hunter Thompson.
Now, interesting what your guys take. It appears they're going to let these teams play. It's been very physical, letting the contact go. And I prefer that style as long as there's not the advantage-disadvantage.
Yes, and as long as it's consistently called and it doesn't change in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Exactly. Bingo.
Jackson Davis fouled as he was going to try to do a hammer slam. Hunter Thompson called for the foul, his first. Don't miss the Impractical Jokers like you've never seen them before. Jokers return with a big new episode with special guest Eric Andre, April 2nd after NCAA coverage on True TV. Jackson Davis makes the first. This is how he got the trip to the line.
Yeah, good rip through. Accelerates, tries to play over the top. Hard to tell where the contact was.
Second free throw. It's good. He has 4. He'll check out.
We were talking about angles. Also, in a situation like that, maybe Trace Jackson Davis can finish that with his right hand. When you're trying to score at that angle with the defense on your left side, you finish it with your right hand, you can potentially get an and one.
Because they know he's left-handed. See, Ncaa, no points. He's got some rebounds, though. Maldonado has just 2. Ncaa with the ball. Spin move along the baseline. Kept his pivot foot. Nope. He beat Durr.
It just feels like Indiana has more bigs that can defend inside one-on-one. Nice job there being really disciplined. Michael Dura.
At the dribble weave into the high ball screen. Finney probing, exploring. Good kick out.
Galloway for 3. Ncaa takes it off the rim. That's his 5th rebound. We'll bring it up. Just your casual 6', 9-inch point guard.
And then go right into the back down dribble. Here's the cat and mouse of Indiana defensively.
They call a foul on Durr.
Well, at this pace, we may be on pace, first team to 45 points potentially.
All right, so tomorrow we'll get a chance to see Bryant and Wright State with Kiss and Pride against Holden and Basili. How about Ike and Maldonado? They averaged 38 points between the two. Ike trying to get his first bucket, cannot. And Geronimo with his second rebound. Finney off the high screen. Finney step back, tried to feed it in.
Yeah, tough, no angle, and to jump in the air and make a pass at that particular angle, no shot. Well defended by the Cowboys.
Wyoming, quiet, last 4.5 minutes.
There's that back down.
And Maldonado has it knocked away. And a jump ball. Possession remains with Wyoming.
With the combination of the physicality of Indiana, they're a strong defensive team, plus the way the game is being officiated, that's why we've got the score that we have. No one's going to the foul line.
And Wyoming's, they're going to have to mix in some cuts because the standing around when Maldonado's backing down, the defense doesn't have to work all that much. They can just stay in the same place.
Good point.
Ball stolen away. Galloway goes right to the rim. No good, but it's slammed home by Geronimo.
Give Indiana credit. They've just neutralized Ike. They've eliminated his post-up game, which is, 50% of Wyoming's offense.
Galloway called for the foul.
And right now, with both teams struggling to score in the half court, nice job here with the steal, an even better job following up on the offensive glass. When you're coming off the bench, you got to do something to get the coach's attention, and Geronimo did that on that last play.
But that'll get you some more minutes, or run or burn.
Maldonado cutting Jeffries, and his three off the front of the rim. Here comes Finney. Sidewinding up the floor. Geronimo inside the Durr. He's double teamed in trouble. Galloway travels.
Yeah, Indiana had 2 dives off that post feed, just led to poor spacing, a crowd, and then trying to pass the ball in traffic. Tight quarters leads to turnovers.
But Coach Laff, I almost feel like on some of those shot fakes by Wyoming, they're shot faking, the defenders running by them 1.5 steps, maybe put it on the floor, escape dribble.
Yeah,
you can still shoot the 3, but they're standing in one place. They're not moving with or without the basketball.
No doubt.
Maldonado trying again against Finney, and that is a tough shot, little hook shot on the baseline.
He maneuvers so well.
He does. That ends a 5-minute drought for Wyoming.
Well, neither team has found their rhythm offensively. That's the understatement of the night here in Dayton.
You would think maybe in the second half that Coach Woodson may try to put a bigger defender on Maldonado because the rest of the guys are not really post-up players. That's kind of where his NBA, that matchup, big defender. Here it is right here, with Bates on Maldonado.
There's the stunt and recover to close out, pressure the ball on Thompson.
Maldonado thought about the 3. Ike inside against Durr. Backs his way in. Tries to go to his offhand. That is left, and there's his first bucket.
Ike takes his time on the catch in no rush. Big fella. Let him eat. Get him a touch. Nice draw through. That pays off from some post perimeter work.
Guys, we are missing pauses.
You mean passes?
No, pauses. The secret to winning is to pause.
Well, unfortunately, what I said is kind of what's happening right now. Indiana is kind of just locking up Graham Ike. Graham Ike is 1 for 6 from the field 1 for 6 from the field. He has 3 points. He got a field goal and a free throw. He's got 5 rebounds, though, so he's doing his job on the boards. Hunter Maldonado, 4 points, 2 for 5 from the field, 2 assists, 1 rebound for him, and a steal. And, yeah, that's about it for Wyoming. Go over to Indiana. Trace Jackson Davis, 4 points, a rebound, and a block. He's got a turnover and a foul. Hopefully he doesn't get in foul trouble. Race Thompson, 2 points, 1 for 4 from the field, 4 rebounds, and a steal for him. Xavier Johnson, 3 points, 3 rebounds. And Stewart, 2 points, 2 rebounds. I'm still sticking with Indiana just based on the fact that, you know, they got something to prove, you know. But I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. If you could like the stream, it would be much appreciated. Don't forget to comment in the chat and subscribe. And let's get back to the game.
Ways to save with Amazon.
And we are back.
We even got our lucky boots.
Okay, but Sarah's me inside, Daryl's me outside, always. Come on, what are we doing? Let's focus.
Okay, we've got mango habanero, Asian sing, Parmesan garlic.
Eat them in that order, no exceptions. Not 3 times.
Oh, you guys are like really superstitious, huh?
Randy?
Yeah.
Beer in your left hand.
Left hand. Oh, yeah.
It's always the left.
I'm sorry.
If we lose, it's on you. All right, game's on, let's go.
Get this dub.
Can't say W, it's a jinx.
Randy.
Oh, man, what are we gonna do now?
You could raise your credit scores instantly with Experian.
And I got approved for a great credit card, too.
Experian. Download the free app now.
Your wellness is your journey. And with almonds, an excellent source of magnesium.
Do you have to do that every time?
I do, because I'm an excellent source of magnesium to help support immunity. Whoa, whoa.
California Almonds, your friend in wellness.
Gotcha.
That is not a misprint. 6:48 to play here in the first half, 13-12 Indiana. Let's check in with John Rossi, who was with Mike Woodson a few moments ago.
Woody, until that basket, Graham Ncaa has been held scoreless. What's been the biggest key so far to your interior defense?
Well, neither team is wanting to give. I mean, it's a grind right now. 13-12, and you got 6 minutes to go in the half. So both defenses are playing well. We got to find some offense somewhere.
All the best in the rest of the half.
All right, thank you.
I think everybody in the arena is saying the same thing. We got to find some offense somewhere. He's right. We're tied at 13.
Yet there just are no easy looks on the interior. And both teams recovering well to the three-point line as well to contest the perimeter game.
Jackson Davis over the top of BK. Ball tipped out. And Indiana recovers. Xavier Johnson back in. Double team for a moment. Gets it to Jackson Davis. Shot clock is at 10. They run it to the baseline. Geronimo for 3. Little too much. They hit everything.
And one of the ways to find some offense is try to generate some second chance points. You know, get on the boards with some offensive rebounds. A lot of times, depends on what your offensive system is. When you get an offensive rebounds, then you try to get a cutter cutting to the basket, maybe try to get a cheap one.
Or pocket pass.
Or pocket pass. Yeah.
Maldonado to Jeffries for 3, short. And Jackson Davis is able to box out Hunter Thompson, so it's 5 on 4. Johnson gets it back, shot fake for 2, no good. 1 foot was just inside the line.
Wyoming's going to get organized here. And keep in mind, I mean, you look at the racing form on the season, 50% of the Cowboys' points come through Maldonado and Ncaa.
And Ncaa is going to get an offensive foul. That'll be number 2 on him.
Trace Jackson Davis showing his defensive chops, his alertness and awareness. He's providing help. Then he gets off and takes it on the chest. You don't have to always be set. That's the misconception. 20 years ago, being set was the key. Now, if you're given ground, you're sliding, but the offensive player initiates the contact, it'll be called a charge, and there's a big distinction there.
All right, so combined, the two teams 3 for their last 19.
I'm just so impressed how Trace Jackson Davis is sacrificing his body on the defensive end.
Race Thompson for three, no good.
Well, and that's one of the elements, you know, Mike Woodson talked about when he sat him down and watched film and pointed out all the deficiencies and vulnerabilities and areas he needs to improve if he wants to have a sustained career in the NBA. And that was one of the reasons he came back.
Maldonado a few spins and was able to slide it through. It's a 2-point lead for Wyoming. Maldonado has 6.
Mike said he was scared because he showed all the negative issues.
Thought he might leave him.
He said after an hour, Jackson Davis said, as he steals that one with Thompson's help, can't get it to go. He said after an hour, he said, Coach, there's nothing good on this. He goes, well, I know what you can do good. This is what you need to polish up.
Striving for excellence.
15-15. Thompson for three. Got it.
Maldonado with the assist. You know, we see Villanova employ this. Guards, when you look at Moore and Gillespie that use that back down dribble to put teams in foul jeopardy or to play make out of it in single coverage, they go to work. And a very similar approach with Maldonado with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson was one of the best when he was with Villanova. I had a front row seat for that one.
Surgical.
Jackson Davis wanted it. Bates goes to the basket. Bates is able to get that one to go down. It's an 18-17 Wyoming lead.
Impressive. Right into the shooter's shooting pocket or wheelhouse where he wants it.
How about that answer by Xavier Johnson? He has 5. He sped past the guards and was able to get it under Thompson.
I just love when shooters are in a pocket ready to knock down the shot.
Good call by Xavier Johnson to defend, pick up Maldonado, coast to coast, finish.
Jackson Davis. Yeah, he's going to the free throw line. Thompson couldn't get to the spot. He has 8. We're tied at 21.
And that's what I'm talking about in transition. The big fella saying, I'm left-handed, but I can use my right hand also to finish plays.
Men put their skin through a lot, day in, day out. That's why Dove Men Body Wash has skin-strengthening nutrients and moisturizers that help rebuild your skin. Dove Men Plus Care, smoother, healthier skin with every shower.
They say when you get a new car, you see it.
3 minutes left in the first half. Indiana Hoosiers are up by 1 point, 22-21. Trace Jackson Davis already off to a great start, 9 points, 3 for 5 from the field, 2 rebounds and a block for the big man in the paint. Race Thompson, 2 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. Good game for him so far. He's shooting 1 for 6 from the field though, so he's gonna have to up that shooting percentage and convert those baskets. Xavier Johnson, 5 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist for him. He's 1 for 1 from the 3-point line. So he's having a decent game as well. He's shooting 1 for 4. Hopefully he can get out of that shooting rut. Ncaa, 1 for 6, 3 points, 5 rebounds. He's got 3 turnovers as well and 2 fouls. So Indiana's doing exactly what they need to be doing with Ncaa. It's unfortunate. I hate that it's happening to him, but you know that Indiana defense is something else. Mike Woodson kind of trained those guys. He brought that NBA defense over to him. Hunter Maldonado with 8 points, 4 for 8 from the field, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. He's got 3 turnovers also as well. So their 2 best players on Wyoming both have 3 turnovers. It's not looking good for them. Hopefully they can limit those turnovers and convert those baskets. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you can like the stream if possible, and comment in the chat and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. And let's get back to the game.
And then the carriage turns back into a pumpkin at midnight. Have you ever tried to drive a pumpkin? Very unwieldy.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Geico, proud partner of NCAA March Madness. Go to geico.com and see how much you could save.
After the game, the Jokers welcome special guest Eric Andre on a big new episode of Impractical Jokers, April 2nd, after NCAA coverage.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Dove Men.
Smoother, healthier skin with every shower. Corona Extra. Live La Vida Más Fina. And by Geico. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance.
Tied up at 21. We take a look at our game summary. So points in the paint. We thought we would follow this. 16 points in the paint for Indiana. They've had 13 touches down on the post. Meanwhile, for Wyoming, they have 6 points. They've had 9 touches. Both these teams like to get it into the paint to get it even out of the paint. Jackson Davis fouled going into that timeout, made the bucket, converts the free throw. He has 9 for Mike Woodson.
And I think the key right now for Wyoming to continue to get their three-point shooting into the game. They've made 4, only Indiana's 1. This is a team that's made 269 threes on the season coming into this game.
Maldonado got the spin move but couldn't convert. Xavier Johnson crosses over, heads to the basket, off the glass, no good. Wenzel, the rebound.
And to your point, Avery, 42% of the Cowboys' three-point attempts, all of their attempts, 42% of them are three-pointers.
Maldonado this time gets the lead.
How about a green light? How would you like to have that green light? Maldonado, everyone else clear out. He backs down, either takes the shot or he kicks it out. It's easier to get an assist or a field goal.
Well, I don't know if I would have ever had that green light because I'm not 6'7".
Jackson Davis working against Hunter Thompson, who has 2 fouls, but Nca's on the bench with 2. 11 points.
I'm just curious, guys, that what's going to happen in the last 5 to 7 minutes of the game. I don't think both teams can afford to just allow these outstanding post players just to go one-on-one.
That's a good point.
Trace Jackson Davis, as we take a look at Maldonado, with that shoelace crossover, good defense. Beat him to the spot, took it on the chest. We've seen some textbook defense in terms of picking up the charge, sliding those feet, and taking it right on the chest.
Thompson and Ncaa both with 2. Nca's been on the bench for the last few minutes. Johnson for 3, off the side of the rim. Jeffries with the rebound.
That's one of the things, not even.
And a technical foul has been called on Jeff Linder.
I think Coach Linder is saying he's talking to one of his players.
That's what he said. So he felt like there was a foul there. And Jeff Linder, he's out of the coach's box. But he said he was talking to his guy. So to the free throw line is Xavier Johnson. He has 6. He could not believe it.
Didn't seem as though he was out of control. I mean, seen a lot worse this year when it came to sideline decorum or conduct by coaches. That's a tough one in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and looked like he had a wave. And sometime as a coach, you've been there. If you're telling your big guys run in transition, there's a lot of hand movement, animated. Now, sure, if you're swinging at a referee, that's the old Rasheed Wallace.
Or way out of the coach's box or coming out on the court. There are a number of ways. Taking off your jacket like Coach Katie used to and throwing it into the stands. Bob Knight throwing a chair. I mean, those are more clear-cut technical fouls, but he probably feels as though he didn't even get a good one in. If you're going to get the technical, at least you want to make it count.
Yeah, Roger Ayers just said something to him about coming out of the coach's box. Maldonado fumbles it. Here come the Hoosiers. Stewart. Entry pass. Jackson
Davis. Spin move here. There it
was. And that'll be the 3rd foul on Hunter Thompson.
And that's Trace Jackson Davis' counter move. When teams are sitting on his right shoulder, playing the left-handed jump hook, that's his counter step back. Step through move, baseline, patented move for him.
Yeah, feeling where the defense is and rolling off of the defender.
Missed the first free throw. Stay tuned for AT&T at the half with Nabil Kareem, Rex Chapman, Seth Davis, and Candace Parker live from Atlanta with analysis of the first half.
As Steve was demonstrating that move, he elbowed me.
I saw him elbow you.
I almost had a flashback, but I got to remember I'm an analyst.
Yeah.
Almost had a flashback.
You almost came with the elbow to the chops. That'd be a flagrant, Avery. I want you to know that.
Wyoming calls a timeout. It's a 3-point Indiana lead.
Seriously, a rivalry so intense.
26-23. Indiana's up 3 points. Trace Jackson Davis with 12 points, 4 for 6 from the field, 2 rebounds, and a block for the big man. Xavier Johnson, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist for him. He's 1 for 2 from the 3-point line. We go over to Wyoming. Hunter Thompson. Not Hunter. Why did I say Hunter Thompson? That's just the first H that came off my head. Thompson was 6 points, 1 rebound. He's got 3 fouls though, so he's the hot hand from the 3-point line, but he's got 3 fouls. So I mean, that's just not gonna work out. He needs to watch those fouls. In college, it is 5 fouls. You foul out, so it's kind of unfortunate. Some of these guys, they pick up 2 or 3 quick ones, and it's almost like they can't play the same way they played in the first half. They got to watch those fouls. Hunter Maldonado, 8 points, 4 for 8 from the field, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal for him. He's got 6 damn turnovers. What is he doing with the ball? Ncaa has 3 turnovers. Combined, the 2 best players on Wyoming have 9 turnovers in the first half. They got to do something about that in the second half. Besides that, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like the stream, comment, and subscribe. And let's get back to this game.
Being professional does not have shape, does not have limits. I've been a janitor, I've been a designer.
Nope, I am not getting copyrighted. We're going to wait for this ad to move along, and then we'll get back to the game. So many damn ads, man. I can only imagine how much money the NCAA is making this March Madness with the ads and everything. It's ridiculous.
It's ours to define. If it was delivered with Uber Eats, does that mean I can eat it?
It says eat. I just got so excited.
Our tournament summary, we had a front row seat to Texas Southern winning earlier today, and they'll go on to play Kansas. 9 Big Ten teams are in the field. It's a great conference. 8 former champions are in the East region. Should be fun. Here, Indiana has a 3-point lead, under a minute to play, in a low-scoring matchup between the 2 12 seeds. Maldonado stumbling, and he's got away with a travel, but Tamar Bates is able to pick it up. Johnson, no look, pass inside to Jackson Davis, who's foul going up. That'll be DeSalle, hits his first.
It looked like Wyoming's implemented a smaller team where they can play 5 out, but unfortunately they turn the ball over, and they don't have anybody on the court that can defuse Jackson Davis.
Guys, that's 6 turnovers now for Maldonado.
I like the fact that Trace Jackson Davis ran right to the rim and then made himself available with the target.
Play the official men's bracket game of NCAA March Madness. The Capital One NCAA March Madness Men's Bracket Challenge is ready for your picks. So get your bracket started now at play.ncaa.com or in the March Madness Live app. Second shot, it's good. Well, he's had himself a heck of a first half. 14 of the 28 points for Indiana.
And he doesn't force. It's very efficient.
12 turnovers for Wyoming, uncharacteristic. 6 have come from Maldonado. who learned the point guard position by playing 5,000 possessions of 5-on-5. He's just turned it over again. Bates to the basket, off the glass. No good, but Geronimo comes flying in again.
Boy, Geronimo cleaning up the misses.
Big time.
High percentage flush, a 0-footer.
6 seconds, 5 seconds. Odin, 3 seconds, tried to slam it home, and he's fouled by Race Thompson.
Well, Maldonado is having a tough time. He's elevating, trying to finish at the basket, out of control, and give Indiana credit, getting out in transition. Here comes Geronimo.
Indiana showing their flex defensively, and that's been their MO. When they're at their best, it's defending, which leads to runouts.
Odin makes the first. For the first time ever, the Stanley Cup playoffs are on TNT and TBS, and you won't want to miss a minute. Watch starting May 5th to see who will raise the cup. Indiana has burned a timeout. Hoosiers lead it by 6. Mike Woodson wants a little defense.
At CDW, we get it's hard to keep employees productive when their work and home lives are busier than ever.
Well, that's why we gave cyborg assistants to everyone in the company. They handle the home part so we can keep working.
Delicious.
Shh.
You know, at CDW, we can design a productivity solution with Lenovo devices that offer fast, reliable connectivity to help your people manage their workloads, with or without cyborgs.
Perfect. Because this guy needs a little work.
For technology that moves you forward, trust Lenovo and IT orchestration by CDW.
Winner of this one will face St. Mary's on Thursday at 7:20 Eastern Time. UCLA, you see at the bottom of that bracket, came out of the first 4 a season ago. And Mike Woodson, Jeff Linder, both hoping to do the same. 1.9. Mike Woodson wanted to make sure that his guys boxed out, but then also put the best 1.9 seconds left offensive play together.
And the worst thing you can do now, Odin makes his free throw, is try to do something tricky where you throw the ball around half court, get it intercepted, and Wyoming knocks down the shot.
Odin makes the second free throw. It's a 5-point game. To Johnson. 1 second from midcourt, and it's no good. And Indiana will take a 5-point lead into the locker room.
And that's not a bad look. That's a play that could be used later in an NCAA tournament run on a last possession, first half or second half. And so Coach Woodson still teaching.
Well, speaking of Coach Woodson, he's with John Rothstein.
Well, what are you, much better offensive close to the half? What changed in the last couple of minutes?
I don't know about that. Both teams are still struggling to make shots, but our defense has been so solid, and it's got to be that way the rest of the way if we're going to win this game.
We are seeing peak Trace Jackson Davis again. He has almost half your points. What's the biggest improvement he's made from the start of the season until right now?
Well, he's been pretty consistent all year, man, and we've kind of milked him playing inside-out basketball, and we just got to continue that pace.
Thanks. All the best in the second half.
Thank you.
Tom.
Thank you, John. 30-25. Indiana is on top. We'll send you to AT&T at the half after these messages. Pretty interesting first half. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
I've always focused on my career, but when we found out our son had autism, his future became my focus. Lavender baths always calmed him, so we turned bath time into a business. And building it with my son has been my dream job.
At Northwestern Mutual, our version of financial planning helps you live your dreams today. Find a Northwestern Mutual advisor at nm.com.
This isn't just a story about science, but also good old-fashioned will and grit. What we do when the chips are down. How adversity is best met with creativity and kindness. As we at Pfizer strive to impact hundreds of millions of lives, young and old. This isn't just a story of a pandemic, but how it pulled us all together.
We're back in the kitchen, recreating and remixing fast food dishes. This is my Whopper remix. What?
You
made the Chipotle burrito slightly better. You've made the salsa slightly worse.
Put some real baconator bacon. That's the whole name of the game. We all want that championship trophy.
It's anyone's game.
You're going down.
I mean, no one can fail. These are fries with cheese on. That is delicious.
Fast Foodies returns March 24th on True TV. And set your DVR to catch up.
Welcome, chefs, to a culinary whodunit.
This March, every week, 6 new cooks compete. Except one chef is secretly trying to sabotage them all and steal the prize for themselves.
The sauce was salt water.
Who will be sabotaged?
No fish sauce.
Will the cooks come out on top?
The steak was very good.
Or will the rat bring them all down?
No way! We got sabotaged.
Rat in the Kitchen, a new competition series, premieres March 31st on TBS.
This is Rampage.
You're about to find out.
He's a fighter. He never gives up. He never quits.
There's levels to this game.
When you're on top of the mountain, everybody wants to push you off. I've given everything to this.
I'm undefeated, baby.
I am one of the best pro wrestlers, and what I want is some respect. It's game on.
AEW Rampage, Friday after NCAA coverage on TNT.
This is AT&T at the half. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, and secure.
Indiana with a 13-4 run late. They got a 30-25 lead after 20 minutes. Welcome to AT&T at the half. The Bill Cream alongside Seth Davis, Candace Parker, Rex Chapman. Listen, scoring for a good period of that 20 minutes was not there. However, both teams starting to feel it out. Indiana with that late run. And they had that 5-point lead. And a big thanks to Jackson Davis, who really stepped it up, especially in the last few minutes there.
In a game like this, NCAA tournament, your best players have to be at their best. That has not been the case for Wyoming tonight. This is vintage peak, as John Rothstein said. Trace Jackson Davis doing it at both ends of the floor. Look at the nice block there in the paint, his one block of the game, catching it on the run, avoiding the charge, and then the face-up game. Top of the scouting report, don't let him go left, don't let him go. He ends up going his left, puts Hunter Thompson in the blender, and perhaps most importantly, as he's getting their front court guys in foul trouble. Hunter Thompson has 3 fouls, Graham Ncaa has 2 fouls and is only 1 for 6. So Trace Jackson Davis absolutely dominating this game at both ends of the floor, which is overcoming their 1 for 8 3-point shooting.
Yeah, you're talking about Graham Ncaa, too, because we highlighted him off the top. That was going to be the matchup we were looking for, and you noticed something when he was getting the ball in the post.
Yeah, Ncaa obviously is a big body. He's a bruiser, searches for contact, but it seems like Indiana is really knocking him off of his game. They're guarding him with the big body, mixed it up. Jackson Davis also guarding him with Durr, but right here, just a simple bunny. Think he finishes that most of the time. Again, loves this right block. Back down, searching for contact, but at some point when you go into your move, you got to be strong with it. Missing bunnies, normal, but here, again, seeking contact. And you're playing against, when you're a big body and you're playing against athleticism, obviously you want to close that gap. Which coming into the second half, you can be, down on yourself. But if you're a senior like Maldonado is, coming in with 7 turnovers, at the score, you look at the bright side, you're only down 5. 2 of those possessions, right? I think there are key possessions that he had in that half. And one was he came down, he scored, got an up and under, and then the next possession he came down and hit Thompson for a 3. So he knows his impact and how much influence he has on this offense. Have to get shots on goal. He can't turn the ball over.
And again, you guys mentioned the fact that, hey, you're only down 5 points for the Cowboys at this point. That has to be the best case scenario because this game could have been way out of hand.
Key player for Wyoming in the second half is Drake Jeffries. He's their best 3-point shooter, really their only knockdown 3-point shooter, shoots 42% on the season. He's 0 for 4 in the first half from behind the line. And that's partly because Indiana is not doubling in the post. But at some point, Maldonado, especially as a point guard in the post, get him going. There's nothing like making that 3-ball. And I think Indiana's got to feel the same way. We talked about Xavier Johnson, what he's done the last 8 games, 43% from behind the line. At some point, they're 1 for 8 from 3-point range. If you're Wyoming, that's also your fear, is what happens when a couple of those go down. Now a 5-point lead becomes a 9-point lead, maybe an 11-point lead, which in a game like this can really be prohibitive.
Yeah, and for the Cowboys, it's just keep it close, because in close games this year, especially when you get down to 2 or fewer, they're 6-0. Michael Strahan showing his colors here. Loving the fact the Tigers won that one. Texas Southern in our first game.
That's not bad alumni, right?
Megan Thee Stallion and Michael Strahan.
We're up to a good start. That's two pretty good ones right there. We're pretty good
for
start.
Four squad. Sounds like a 3-seed.
There's a moment. The moment we ask, what if?
The chance to have
Reseller's Assurance Program. So it's never been more true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
I'm a fancy exercise bike newbie, and I've gone from 0 to obsessed in like 3 days. Woo!
Come on, Milwaukee,
After riding 12 miles of nowhere, I'm taking a detour. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you could be working out a way to pay for this yourself.
Get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem for a whole lot less.
Davidson. Hey, I'm Saul Volcano.
Our special guest is
Eric Andre.
The Jokers welcome special guest Eric Andre on a supersized episode so big it's on 3 networks.
None of these are you.
It is halftime. The Indiana Hoosiers are out here hooping. 30-25, they're up 5. Trace Jackson with 14 points, 2 rebounds. He's 4 for 6 from the field. Xavier Johnson with 6 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. He's 2 for 8. He's got to shoot a little bit better, but he's doing his job. Though at the end of the day, Race Thompson, yeah, he's got 2 points. He's 1 for 6 from the field. He's got to shoot better though. 5 rebounds. He's an 11 tonight, 7 rebound guy. So he's definitely got to contribute both on the boards and the points. But I'm sure he'll make it all. I'm sure he'll get back to what he's used to in the second half. Graham Ncaa is just, I mean, if we go over to the full box score so you guys could take a look into what type of game Graham Ncaa is playing. I mean, he's playing terrible. 1 for 6 from the field, 3 rebounds, 3 points, 5 rebounds, 3 turnovers, and 2 fouls. I mean, this is just evidence that Indiana is, I mean, they read the scouting report, okay? Coach Woodson prepared them for Graham Ncaa. Graham Ncaa is a 20 and 10 a night guy, and this is somebody that's 1 for 6 from the field right now, 3 points, 5 rebounds, 3 turnovers. So that they read the scouting report exactly correct, and they're doing their jobs on Graham Ncaa. If they can close out Graham Ncaa this second half, I do believe the Indiana Hoosiers can come away with the W. Their second best player, or possibly even their best, Hunter Maldonado, the 5th-year senior, he's got 8 points, 4 for 8 from the field. He's shooting good, right? But then he also has 7 turnovers. I don't think I've seen this from Hunter ever since I've started watching him in Wyoming. I've never seen him even put up even like 4+. Maybe I just haven't watched enough games of Wyoming. But this is ridiculous. This is Russell Westbrook numbers. 7 turnovers in the first half is crazy. That's basically for 20 minutes he was just turning the ball over. I mean, he's 50% from the field, so he's scoring. He's got 2 rebounds and 4 assists. So he's doing his job with everything else besides taking care of the ball. You know, he's got a steal as well. But those 7 turnovers are probably the reason why the Wyoming Cowboys are down 5. You know, I say this in every stream, but Rebounds and assists are what win games. So if we take a look to who's leading both those categories, Indiana is leading Wyoming in rebounds 21-16, and they're down in assists. So Wyoming has one more assist than them, but the rebounds are very, very important. Those offensive rebounds as well. Wyoming has 9 offensive rebounds to Wyoming's 2. Indiana has not. I apologize, guys. Indiana has 9 offensive rebounds to Wyoming's 2. Graham Ncaa is gonna have to make his presence be known this second half, or else, like I said, Wyoming might as well just forfeit this game because it's just not looking good for their 2 best players. Hopefully, they can turn things around this second half, and Maldonado's just gonna have to stop turning that ball over. I mean, 7 turnovers is a lot of turnovers, man. That's what some teams, total, that's what they turned the ball over. But a single player with 7 rebounds, like I said, that's Russell Westbrook numbers. But I appreciate everybody for tuning into the stream. If you could like the stream, it would be much appreciated. You can comment as well and subscribe. I would also be much appreciated. And let's see if they're back to talk at half.
It's time.
Yeah.
You ready?
I need 5 more minutes.
It's been 3 hours.
That went by fast. Oh, that was a good one.
AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure, even in the madness of March.
The bigger the dream, the bigger the team.
And if there do be a dream, the dream has to include me. I hope that dream's dream is for me to be free.
Mountains or the seashore, into the city or far from it, you and all your friends, or just you and the open sky. The experiences we never forget come from the choices we make, including this one, the Wagoneer, or the Grand Wagoneer. Grand Adventures. The choice is yours.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, description, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
30-25, Indiana's on top of Wyoming. We'll be back with the second half right after these messages. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
It's perfect.
What if that comes to the house?
Assuming you get the house.
Play for it.
Oh, you're on.
Come on, baby, go.
Out. Don't play games when the competition is this fierce.
Use a verified approval from Rocket Mortgage. It confirms your income, credit, and assets so sellers know that your offer is serious.
When you want to play to win, Rocket can. Rocket.
Best ever? Good question. Wait. Why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which cope? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
When I move my body just like this, I feel like equals madness.
We're back in the kitchen, remixing all your fast food favorites.
That's good. I don't know.
Tastes like fast food, but better.
Fast Foodies returns March 24th on True TV. The world needs more voices. That's why we're bringing you more from us.
Let's do it, man.
With more movies and sports, more originals, and more digital series.
I'm on the hunt to tell untold BIPOC stories in the food space.
The landscape is pivoting. We are pioneering the culture.
We can do anything, yeah!
Follow at More From Us for more.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? GMC. We are professional grade. GMC. Pizza Hut. Order today at pizzahut.com. And by Samsung Galaxy S22 series.
No venue in America has hosted more NCAA games than the UD Arena. Let's take a look at the Marriott first half statistics. 13 turnovers for Wyoming, 7 by Hunter Maldonado. That's a big deal. And one of the things it does, it sort of spotlights the defense of Indiana.
Yeah, all season long, Mike Woodson's Hoosiers have brought a stout approach defensively. They've been top 20 in all the defensive efficiencies numbers. Tonight, no different. 12-0 on fast break points, fueled by their shutouts, leading to runouts, and then 11-2 off of Wyoming's turnovers. So those two areas right there have taken care of the defensive side of the ball.
Trace Jackson-Davis seems to be taking care of everything else.
Trace Jackson-Davis, he's playing like the best player on the floor. And his left-handed jump hooks here in the post, he's got incredible footwork. His defense from the weak side, and then in transition, look at this body control for a guy that's, 6'10", 250 pounds, up and under. This guy has unbelievable separation in the post from defenders. We'll see if he can will the Indiana Hoosiers to a win here in the second half.
All right, John Rothstein, what did Jeff Linder say?
Well, Tom, he knows that Wyoming has to cut down their turnovers if they're going to find a way to win this game. I asked him as well how they have to generate offense. He said it's simple. Paint touches lead to better opportunities. Wyoming's going to continue to try and attack at Indiana inside, Tom.
Yeah, they have 9 paint touches so far. Wyoming does, and it's led to just 6 points. So that is true. They need more of that. All right, so we begin the second half. Jackson-Davis against Ncaa, who's got 2 personal fouls. Backing his way in. Beautiful spin move. Too strong. Race Thompson with the offensive rebound and the putback.
Thompson there with the rebound in traffic. And again, doesn't rush the putback. Really gathers, takes his time, and shoots a higher percentage shot as a result.
And it's no secret what Steve alluded to. This game is being played at the Indiana Hoosiers.
That's exactly right.
This grinded out, heavyweight fight. They're playing it at their tempo.
And Ncaa using his left hand to get that baseline jumper from about 3 feet away. His offensive game is vastly improved from last year.
Yeah, confident on the catches, more decisive in terms of his footwork and ability to finish. I think your coach Linder, you'd naturally rather be ahead, but a 2-possession game, given that you haven't really started to catch fire offensively.
Race Thompson cannot convert the jam. And now a foul called on Ncaa as Thompson fell to the floor. That's his 3rd. They're going to send both teams to the benches.
The ball slipped out of Race Thompson's hand.
It looked like Ncaa hooked Race Thompson here.
Boy, definitely is not a flagrant because it was into his bicep. It wasn't above the shoulders or in the neck.
All right, Roger Ayers is going to look at this now. I know Gene Steratore is watching and taking a look at this as well. Gene, what do you see? Is it the elbow by Ncaa?
Yeah, you know what, and I agree with Coach Lav, Tommy. I mean, when Ncaa is turning around, if you watch, his elbow is moving at the same pace his upper body's moving. He's clearing out a little, but I don't see that as, an unnecessary blow with the forearm. As Coach also alluded to, it's in the body, and he's real tight to the defender when he's making the spin. So I see nothing there that would rise to a flagrant level at all.
Well, they immediately decided to go and look at it. You know, Gene, I had a game a couple weeks ago where I said coaches used to teach that sort of clearing out with the elbows. Well, you can't really teach it anymore like that when you bring out your elbows. You see the flagrant ones, avoidable, unnecessary.
You know, you're totally right. Totally right, Tom. I mean, listen, from the referee's side of things now, when you see elbows and you see movement like that, you need to go, because that's the way this game has evolved now, and you have replay there. So although we know it breaks the continuity of the game up a little, you've got to work this thing on the safe side, and you need to use the technology that's available now.
Absolutely. Gene, we appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you as the tournament moves on. I think they're switching this to a foul on Race Thompson. So that would be his second personal foul. Lab, you just chatted with the officials. What'd they say?
Yeah, Race Thompson in the cylinder. In other words, too close to EK. Didn't give him that space that he's entitled to. So as a result, the foul now goes on Race Thompson. Wyoming ball out of bounds.
Excellent officiating, Gene. Unbelievable. If I was at home and he was explaining it.
Yeah, and the good part about the review now, when you go in to look at a possible flagrant, when you have a common foul on the court, everything is in play now. So when they're at the review, they see the cylinder and they assess it to the defense, and I think it's a great job. I agree with you guys.
EK called for the traveling violation, so the ball goes back to Indiana.
It's nice when we all get to pat each other on the back. Do something well, right? Gene's happy. We're happy.
I was just glad
Turner happy.
I was just glad I was on the Zoom for the officiating review
next year. The only guy unhappy maybe is Mike Woodson.
Johnson to the corner. Race Thompson for three, short.
It's all about getting it right.
No doubt.
You want to
play a game like this.
Yes, absolutely. It builds trust with fans.
Maldonado entered past EK, working against Thompson. Quick first move, got him off his feet, but he just powered it too much.
It's that awareness, I think, all the Cowboys, when they take it into the lane, the length, the size, the strength of the Hoosiers, a factor psychologically as well as physically.
Johnson into the paint, and he moves the ball back and forth from right to left and then gets it off the glass. He has 8. He knocked his teammate to the ground.
His emergence down the stretch for the Hoosiers, the difference. Last 8 games, averaging 18 points and 7 assists.
Hunter Maldonado, the high arcing three.
And that's an outstanding read. Indiana went under on a pick and roll we call 2 removed. Maldonado said, look, I had 7 turnovers at the half. One of the ways to limit my turnovers is to take and make wide open shots.
Johnson just picked up his 400th point of the season, but missed on that jumper from 2. Wenzel is fouled up top by Miller Kopp. All right, here's these last few baskets.
Yeah, Johnson, nice show and go here. Attacked the defense that was more like a curtain instead of a wall. And then Maldonado, Race Thompson went underneath. That's basically target practice.
Under 17 to play. The winner moves on to face St. Mary's. Little hedge by Race Thompson to help out Maldonado under the basket. Throwing his way in. Shot clock is at 5. Gets it back. Long shiz and no good. EK with the offensive rebound. Putback is good. Count the bucket.
Yeah, no hesitation. EK with the offensive rebound off of Maldonado's miss. And able to gather. Take it right back up. Here comes the carom. Good grab, secure the ball, put it off the window, and chance for that old-fashioned three-point play. Look at the Cowboys fired up.
EK is a 72% free throw shooter. He's recorded 14 double-doubles this year. I bring that up because he's 8.7 rebounds.
It's pretty cool to hear Coach Linder talk about his time with Coach Leon Rice and how it prepared him to be a head coach. He was the offensive coordinator back then.
Leon Rice, the longtime assistant at Gonzaga, and now at Boise State, won the league championship in the Mountain West Conference.
Jackson Davis over the top of EK. He is 16.
I'm just so impressed with his poise.
Yeah, the game's not too fast for him.
No, on the catch, really aware, has vision, and in single coverage just goes to work.
How about the battle between these two big men? And it rolls off the side of the rim. Johnson quickly into the open floor to the corner. Parker Stewart gets it out to Kopp. And now they reset the offense.
It sounds simple, but Wyoming will have to make layups. They will have to score points in the paint.
Geronimo, high post, little high-low with Jackson Davis over the top of EK. And Geronimo, he is living above the rim tonight.
Dropping in from the clouds. Geronimo!
That's his 5th rebound.
3 offensive boards, and those are the putbacks. EK got Jackson Davis off his feet. Wyoming wanted a foul.
I think he kept the pivot down on that possession. A couple times tonight he's been caught for the travel. But established that pivot on the rip through and finish.
Hey guys, you know, Jeff Linder told John Rothstein we need more paint touches. That's 6 in this half so far.
That means this team was listening at halftime. Always a good sign when your players listen.
Johnson splits the defense, slips it underneath for Geronimo, and he can't jam it home. He's fouled though.
He didn't jam that one, but he did jam this one on this situation. That's the way to be alert.
.35 left in the second half. The Hoosiers are up 3, 38-35. Trace Jackson Davis is on. He's on just the past 3 games. Well, the past 4, including this one. He's just been on just a mission to destroy any team that's in his way. I mean, Trace Jackson Davis has got 16 points, 5 for 9 from the field, 3 rebounds. 6 for 7 from the free throw line. He's just so efficient, you know, and he's not going to go out his way and shoot a 3-pointer. He doesn't need to shoot threes, you know. This is, to me, a definite NBA draft, for surely, without a doubt, NBA. He has a home in the NBA, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Great game for him. Like Xavier Johnson, 8 points, 3 rebounds, and assists. He's not shooting too well. 3 for 10 from the field. Race Thompson also is not shooting too well. 2 for 9 from the field. He's 0 for 2 from the 3-point line, and 0 for 2 from the free throw line. He's got 7 rebounds though, and you know that's regular Race Thompson for you. He may not get you those points, even though he's an 11 points a night scorer, but he will get those rebounds. I promise you, he will get those rebounds. 7 rebounds for the big man and 2 steals as well. So he's doing his job on the defensive side. He's got 3 fouls though. He's got to watch that. He got to watch those fouls because Indiana definitely needs Race Thompson at the end of this game. Without a doubt, they definitely need him for both offense, but mainly defensive purposes. We go over to Wyoming. Graham Ncaa is slowly catching heat. 10 points, 4 for 11 from the field. He's 7 rebounds as well. The big man has 4 turnovers, though. He's going to have to watch those turnovers. And like I said, just convert those baskets. Hunter Maldonado, 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. He's 5 for 10 from the field, but he's got those 7 damn turnovers. 7 turnovers is a lot, but he has 7 turnovers at the end of the first half. So what that means is that he has not turned the ball over since then. Hopefully he can keep that up and control that ball and be the floor general he is. Yeah, this might go down to the wire, man. These are 2 great teams. And like I said, I do have Indiana winning, but listen, this could go either way, without a doubt. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could like the stream, it will be much appreciated. If you could also comment and subscribe, that will also be much appreciated. And let's get back to the game.
Well, we have a great crew here in Dayton, Ohio, and they are capturing everything as we start the first night of the first four. Again, it's been just under 1,100 days since the last first four here at Dayton, and it just feels right. Lav, I think you said it before. It's like we got the golden ticket to get here.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. My favorite was the Gene Wilder one. There's been Johnny Depp did a version. No disrespect, but I'll take Gene Wilder.
You know what's so cool about this time of the year is it's not just the players, but the band gets a free trip, and the cheerleaders, and a lot of the support staff that support these student athletes all year long.
By the way, Rutgers plays tomorrow. I think they have the most band members. We watched that line of folks walk in today. Johnson, as they got the offensive rebound, whips himself in, and Jeffries fumbles it out of bounds.
Like the way Johnson maneuvered into the paint, then used his body like a shell to protect the basketball while he dribbled it low to the ground and looked for an opening. Just didn't finish the bunny at point-blank range.
You know, the one scouting report I read said pretty dynamic off the bounce. He is pretty dynamic off the bounce.
And I watched him doing his warm-up at halftime. He was really getting after it for about 5 minutes, just trying to get himself going.
Got a lather going.
Yeah, he faked the pass, got it down to Geronimo, who didn't need the backboard of the rim to get that one to go. He has 8.
Productive minutes from Geronimo and some electrifying plays on those crash tip dunks. Gives you a lift like a block shot.
EK back to the basket. Got Jackson Davis off balance a little bit and was able to go over top of him. So he has 12.
Yeah, EK looked like he has new life in the second half. He struggled to start the game, and that's one of the ways to attack such a great defensive player like Trace Jackson Davis is go back at him when he's on defense.
He's caught into the basket, and Odin is there for the rebound.
Good wall-up defense by EK as well. I like the fact that they're continuing to go back to EK, even when he wasn't feeling it and confident something he said. They're going back to him. There they are.
Yeah, Dan Gavitt, the senior vice president of basketball for the NCAA, Tom Burnett, the chairman of the Division I Men's Basketball Selection Committee, set to retire as the commissioner of the Southland Conference. Did a wonderful job.
Yeah, hired back in 2002. Deserves that retirement after his leadership for decades. And Dan Gavitt, can't say enough about him, fellas. The steady stewardship, the leadership with all the factors that have collided, COVID, the transfer portal, just a NIL, all those factors. So his leadership during this period so important.
Geronimo from the backside. Parker Stewart under the basket. Pass is cut off by Jeffries, and he bangs it off Stewart, but he's able to corral it. Johnson to the corner. Geronimo for 3. He got it to go.
Geronimo he's like, hey, I'm trying to play myself into a next level situation here. He's playing outstanding, and when he's making that shot to complement his offensive rebounding and his defense, he goes to an entirely different level.
Yeah, he has 11, and now Indiana forces the turnover.
Indiana with some interior resistance, defense at the rim, and then after some quick ball movement around the horn the old-fashioned way, Geronimo pays it off with the buttery touch from the deep corner.
16 turnovers for Wyoming, uncharacteristic. Galloway, offensive foul called on Johnson. That's his first.
A credit to Wyoming, because sitting here courtside watching the game, you'd think they'd be down 15 or 16, and yet it's a 2-possession game as we look at the Xavier Johnson offensive foul. I think he moved his feet some, used that shoulder. Got to keep the feet planted when setting that screen.
And you almost want to hear, if the gym was quiet, you want to hear that player that's setting the screen come to that jump stop so it can be really loud and exaggerate.
And another turnover for Wyoming.
Xavier's open.
Galloway Gets control. Stewart. Now Xavier Johnson will reset the offense. Jackson Davis wants it down low. Geronimo with the screen. Shot clock at 7. Galloway for 3. Short. And Jeffries lost it again. Galloway underneath. Reverse layup high off the glass. It's the largest lead of the night for Indiana.
Indiana's, they're making threes. They made a 3. Second chance points with a team that's been struggling to score. If they can manufacture some offense off dribble drive penetration, nice reverse layup.
Jeffries off the side of the rim. Ncaa kicks it out of bounds.
What the Indiana Hoosiers, they've got this crowd into the game. They didn't have to travel far. Galloway missed a 3, but he stayed with it. Nice reverse layup.
Am I really stuck here?
Right off the bat, Geronimo is playing very big for the Indiana Hoosiers. He's got 11 points, 5 for 7 from the field, 1 for 3 from the three-point line, 6 rebounds and a block. Geronimo's a big factor for Indiana this second half, so shout out to him. Graham Ncaa, 12 points, 7 rebounds. He's 5 for 12 from the field, not shooting too well, and he's got those 5 turnovers, so he just picked up another turnover. Listen, if Wyoming wants to win the game, they got to stop turning the ball over. It's really just that simple. It's not rocket science. You take a look at Maldonado, he has 8 turnovers. So their 2 stars of Wyoming basketball have 13 turnovers combined between them. I understand, nerves has. I played D3 basketball, so of course I never played like on a big stage like this. So I can't sit here and tell you like, oh man, if I was there, I wouldn't do this. But definitely, it has to be nerves. You understand? It is March Madness, whatever the case may be. But this is definitely not Hunter Maldonado's game. Hunter Maldonado is a great basketball player. He averages 18 and 6 a night. So with these 8 turnovers, I don't know, man. It may be rubbing off some GMs, in case he does have aspirations to get into the NBA. It may be rubbing off some GMs. Some GMs may be looking at this game and, they might be crossing off some things for him. Same thing with Graham Ncaa. 5 turnovers in a game like this, it's just not. It's not good, man. But like I said, there's still a lot of basketball left. 11 minutes left. This is the month of miracles. March is the month of miracles. If you watch my streams, I say this constantly. March is the month of miracles. Anything is possible in March. Wyoming could sit down and start getting down to business. Anything can happen in a matter of seconds, really. But appreciate you guys for tuning into the stream. If you could like the stream, it would be much appreciated. If you could comment and subscribe, it will be much appreciated as well. And let's get back to the game.
Tomorrow on True TV with Bryant versus Wright State. Then Notre Dame versus Rutgers. The night starts at 6 p.m. Eastern with the Nissan Ncaa tip-off show. All right, so dynamic duos. We've seen Ncaa and Maldonado tonight, but tomorrow we're going to see Kiss and Pride, and then Holden and Vasily for Wright State. Wright State's only 12 miles away from here. Scott Nagy said what today? He said, I don't know how the University of Dayton fans are going to be, but I hope they jump on our bandwagon.
He has to hope for that regional alliance, allies, pull for one another. It's doubtful.
Jackson Davis posting up. He'll get the entry pass from Parker Stewart. Stewart working against Ncaa. Xavier Johnson, 5 on the shot clock. Hesitation under the paint. Geronimo for 3, and in and out. You may have been able to hear the reaction from Bloomington if he made that one.
Just Wyoming needs to get some stops. You don't have one single fast break point in this game.
Amazing.
12-0 in terms of fast break points.
Ncaa over the top of Jackson Davis.
As the game's gone along, Ncaa gaining confidence on his catches.
Winner of this game will face St. Mary's on Thursday. Galloway. Geronimo spinning off the glass. He got Thompson backpedaling a little bit.
Yeah, maneuvering, but kept his feet under him. And the stop and pop off the window the old-fashioned way.
And Thompson somehow kept his pivot foot.
And the way Geronimo is playing, it's going to be pretty hard for Trace Johnson to get back in the game. Because that combination of Trace Jackson-Davis and Geronimo, they're playing outstanding.
Ncaa, and it's stripped going up, and he's fouled.
How about the presence of mind of Ncaa? Alert, aggressive, anticipating, reading that outlet pass, and just jumps into the lane and picks it off.
Ncaa tonight from the line, 2 for 2. This is only the 5th attempt for Wyoming. Don't miss the explosive new season of Snowpiercer. Set your DVR and catch new episodes Mondays at 9, 8 Central on TNT, or binge episodes anytime on demand and on the TNT app. Second shot for Ncaa. This one, he did not get a friendly bounce. 7 rebounds for Geronimo. You can see why they were happy yesterday when they said he was going to play tonight.
He's just got a lot of bounce in his step.
He sure does.
Tons of energy.
Hands, and then the quick maneuvering.
They go down low to Ncaa, can't catch it. He dropped it out of bounds. 17 turnovers. That ties Wyoming's season high.
Yeah, nice high-low pass here from Geronimo into Trace Jackson-Davis. That's unstoppable.
9-point lead for Indiana, John Rothstein.
Well, we're seeing, Tom, how comfortable Trace Jackson-Davis is in his own skin, Tom. He has only attempted 3 3-point shots in his career. He knows what he's good at. He's good at what he knows, Tom.
His angles are really good. I mean, I can see why Mike Woodson, we asked him yesterday, after convincing him to come back and not go to the NBA, we said, do you think he's ready now? He said, yes, I do think he's ready now. Maldonado, bounce pass to Ncaa. Tries to clear everybody out and does.
Wow, that little gather lets the defense fly by and then takes it up for a wide open layup.
And that's one of the few breakdowns defensively off penetration. And that's when you talk to the staff at Indiana, what did Mike Woodson bring to this team and culture? Defense first.
Oh, no doubt. What's remarkable is Wyoming shooting 52% this half, but the turnovers, the empty possessions have cost them. If they get a look at the rim, they're effective. There they go again.
Yeah, they've cut this now to a 5-point game, 49-44.
Maldonado, 2-possession game now with the finish. That's the danger in the flopping, trying to pick up the charge. If you don't get the call, it's a no call. You got a wide open layup.
Mike Woodson calls a timeout. 7:05 to play. A chance to move on to face St. Mary's.
And I walk out, and my car.
7 minutes left in the second half. Trace Jackson-Davis with 18 points, 6 for 11 from the field, 3 rebounds for the big man. Geronimo. Listen, nobody expected. Hold on, give me 10 seconds. My dog is literally barking outside. Anywho, nobody expected Geronimo to have this type of game. He's playing amazing. 6 for 10 from the field, 13 points, 7 rebounds for the forward. Xavier Johnson is not really shooting too well. Race Thompson isn't shooting too well. So Geronimo playing like this definitely helps fill that gap in. We go over to the Wyoming. Ncaa is finally catching fire. 17 points, 7 for 14 from the field, 8 rebounds for the big man. He's still got those 5 turnovers. Hopefully he can limit those and not get any more. Maldonado, I mean, he's really the surprised. He's the one that surprised me the most. 13 points, 8 turnovers for the guard. He's got those 5 assists, 2 rebounds, so he's having a good all-around game. It's just those 8 turnovers is pretty much what is costing Wyoming the game. Yeah, we'll see how this thing ends. We got 7 minutes to go. This is a ball game, folks. Without a doubt, this is a ball game. Can Indiana take and basically work together and build that lead, or is Wyoming going to come back and win this game? We'll never know. Like I said, this game can go both ways. There's still a lot of basketball left. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could like the stream, it will be much appreciated. If you could also comment and subscribe as well, I would appreciate it as well. Let's get back to the game.
Unstoppable! They don't hate me because
you can't stop. You got to keep going.
They love me because I get back up and I fight.
Ripping in the face, buckle up. Tearing in the flesh.
Get ready.
He's willing himself to the top.
We're going on a ride, baby.
AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite at 8 on TBS and anytime on the app.
Well, Jordan Geronimo was injured in the Illinois game, didn't play against Iowa because of a leg injury. Boy, did they miss him. How about what he's done tonight off the bench?
His plays have been electrifying. They've been exclamation points and then timely shooting from the deep corner on this possession, but productive, was ready when called upon by Mike Woodson.
13.7 rebounds off the bench. But hey, it's only a 5-point game. This has been a 19-19 game in the second half.
You have to give credit to this Wyoming team. They've stayed within distance throughout.
Ncaa picks up his 3rd personal foul. 5-point game. It's the emotion of March. You win, you move on. You lose, the season's over.
I'm glad you might be able to cover for me during March Madness.
People say we're kind of alike.
Wow.
You're late?
Am I the only one that just thinks about the commercials, like how many damn commercials they have for all these events, like the NBA All-Star Game, the NBA Finals, the Super Bowl, the just, I don't know. I just feel like, does there have to be so many damn commercials? Like, I'm curious. Like, they already make, because you guys have to understand, they're making like a couple $100,000 to $1 million, or millions of dollars per commercial, like per 30 seconds, per minute, whatever, how long the commercial is. Like, it's really crazy to think about that they got so many damn commercials, you know, in between things. Like, are these, that's why, like, I've always wondered, like, why is it that, like, the commercials are always perfectly timed? Like, you know, like every 2-3 minutes is a commercial, you know, every 2-3 minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes is a commercial. Like, I don't, not just a commercial, like multiple commercials, like 5 to 6 maybe. I don't know. It's just, all this programming is weird to me. Or maybe I'm just chatting right now. Anyway, 49-44, 6:56 left in the second half. I'm still sticking with Indiana just based on the fact, like I said, they got the momentum. Wyoming is not going anywhere, though. If Ncaa can take over this game, yeah, it's going to be ugly for Indiana, in my opinion. He's right around his averages for the season, 19 points and 9 rebounds. He's at 17 and 8, so he's right there. Like I said, it was the turnovers that killed Ncaa today, 5 turnovers. But the game is definitely not over. Same thing with Maldonado. He's got those 8 turnovers. It's pretty much what is killing his team. But the game is not over. They can turn this thing around and start hooping. It's just weird to think about. The Indiana Hoosiers have 6 turnovers as a team. Maldonado has 8, by himself, and Ncaa has 5 by himself. So that should tell you the type of defense that was being played on them. It's working, it's definitely working. But let's get back to this game. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. Yeah, let's enjoy this game.
Bright, flavorful, and uniquely Chipotle.
Pretty good game by both big men today. Trace Jackson Davis, 18 points for Indiana. Ncaa has 17 points, 14 in the second half for Wyoming. As we look at our game summary, 17 turnovers for Wyoming. Indiana will inbound on the baseline. John Rothstein has been hearing into both huddles. What have you heard, John?
Well, Tom, Wyoming and Jeff Linder feel like they are right there to win this game. They feel like they have to do a better job defensively, especially on the glass. Meanwhile, Indiana's message is simple. They can't give Wyoming any threes, have to make them take tough twos, Tom.
Jackson Davis is fouled by Ncaa.
Ncaa was moving the feet, giving ground, but then he reached in at the last second with his right hand, and that downward chop move right there is where he picks up the foul. But to that point, he really was playing solid post defense. That's now his 4th foul with 6 and change.
And that was one of the few times that Trace Jackson Davis was a little bit impatient. He didn't allow that cutter to take his defender with them. He went a little bit too fast. But it's amazing what Mike Woodson was saying about the difference in terminology from college to the NBA. He said it's just different worlds. We speak in different languages, and that's something that he had to get used to.
Yeah, he even admitted that maybe he put a little too much in early.
Yeah.
And if he had to do it over, he would have cut it in half in terms of the playbook on offense and focus more on concepts and continuing to build their defense. But he gets an A+ for his first season in changing the mindset, the culture, and bringing a defensive approach that's been successful.
There's the foul trouble. That foul was on Kopp. That's his second. Thompson has 3. He sat for a while. He's going to enter the game now. And, of course, Ike's the big one. He has 4. Nice round of applause for Geronimo from the Indiana faithful as he goes out.
Yeah, and Lav was talking about it earlier. He's just exhilarating. I think that's what his name means, Geronimo. And just brought a lot of excitement off the bench, and that's why they're dominating in terms of bench points in tonight's game.
Well, Jeff Linder said they had to make free throws, and Maldonado missed the front end of the 1-and-1 there.
Well, keep in mind, as the game goes along with the 6-man rotation the Cowboys have, fatigue could become a factor when you're playing against a deep Hoosier team that plays that relentless pressure defense and a physical style of play at the rim.
Xavier Johnson called for the foul. 4th team foul. Yeah, the shot clock at 20. Xavier Johnson inbounds. He'll get it back. Off the screen. Xavier Johnson has it cut off by Wenzel, who somehow goes between the legs of Race Thompson to his teammate Hunter Thompson.
You don't see that often. Matter of fact, you tried it 100 times. Might only work once.
Maldonado, quick first step to the basket. His layup, no good. They've had a few of those tonight.
Yeah, the Bunnies have point-blank range.
And when you're shooting, they're shooting 53% from the field this half. Just the turnovers and the missed layups.
I think you go a little quicker. You're in a hurry when you feel the presence of the long Hoosiers capable of getting up in the air.
Ball's tipped out and saved by Jeffries. Maldonado's going to try to post up top. And it's knocked away. It's another turnover. Thompson asked for the timeout. He gets it. That'll be 9 turnovers for Maldonado. Matches his season high. It's just a 2-possession game, though. Plenty of time left.
Goes topics. I mean, yeah. Let's talk about today we're going to go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
6-point game. Indiana's on top 50-44. Along with Xavier Johnson, Steve Lavin, John Rothstein. I'm Tom McCarthy. Game 2 of our doubleheader tonight. What do you see here, Avery?
Well, you don't want to allow Indiana to get their defense set. You get a stop. You had a 3-on-2 initially, and now you're backing in. And look at Indiana's defense. They're not moving. So Wyoming get a steal. You got to try to generate some easy baskets.
Johnson has it knocked away out of bounds.
Good defense. The collapse, the help by the Cowboys was spot on. Keep in mind, fellas, big picture, Wyoming is 9-2 in games decided by 5 points or less. As we take a look one more time at the drive into the defense, just a swarm of Cowboys.
Yeah, they've played in some close games.
Yeah, so they know how to win the close ones. Yeah, they're just hanging around.
Johnson, too firm, but the putback is there for Jackson Davis. 21 for him.
Now, we talked about Indiana. They were a bank shot away from potentially not participating in the first 4. They would probably be a higher seed somewhere else.
Maldonado under the arm of Jackson Davis. So that's what you, Avery, would like to have seen him do before, right?
And do it consistently.
Yeah. Back to a 2-possession game.
I just don't think against as stout as Indiana's defense is when they can get back and get set.
That'll be an offensive foul, I believe, on Indiana.
Yeah, he picked up that foul. Here's the dribble drive, the jump stop. Xavier Johnson back rims it, but a good putback. And here's the shoulder.
All right, so Thompson has 4. He's going to sit. Ncaa has 4. He's back in.
Might have been just a slight movement of that shoulder.
Bit. Yeah. Maldonado again, and he's fouled by Geronimo. He'll get 2 shots.
Last 2 possessions, Wyoming really consistently broken down Indiana's defense. It's just really out. It's good when you got guards that can drive with either hand. They're so much harder to scout.
Maldonado makes the first. Coming up next on True TV, it's Inside March Madness presented by Buick. Nabel Kareem, Seth Davis, Rex Chapman, and Candace Park will have the tournament talk and the first 4 analysis.
We snuck into the green room at halftime. They've been outstanding this evening. I went for a couple Twix bars. And not sure what you guys had. 2 cups of coffee. What a spread we have in there. I feel like a celebrity.
I soaked in Rex's jacket and tie combination. I think it was pretty spectacular.
Hey,
tonight.
the glasses were on point. Whoa!
Jackson Davis on the alley-oop from Johnson.
Talk about climbing the ladder. Oh, my. It's a wonderful time.
I jumped out of my seat on that one.
Yeah, that was a
I
good
wanted
one.
to go and high-five him.
I had to move out of the way. You almost landed in my lap.
Wow. Nice pass by Johnson. And way to get elevation all the way back to Bloomington, baby.
Are we going to do what they say can be done? Are we got
And the Indiana Hoosiers are slowly taking this game away from the Wyoming. I was about to say Wyoming. Wyoming Cowboys. Trace Jackson Davis, 23 points, 6 rebounds for the big man, 8 for 14 from the field. He's a hooper. There's not really much to say about Trace Jackson Davis other than the fact that he's a hooper. You know, he goes out there and he produces, you know, and that's what you need from your best player day in, day out. Xavier Johnson, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 for 12 from the field, though. Him and Race Thompson didn't shoot too well from the field, but they did their jobs, you know, pretty much everything else, you know. Race Thompson does have 4 fouls, though. And I can tell you right now that Indiana would love to have Race Thompson down the stretch. So if he picks up that 5th foul, it may not be looking too pretty for Indiana. There's still a lot of basketball to be played. Graham Ncaa, 17 points, 7 for 14 from the field. He's got 8 rebounds. Oh wow, he's got 4 fouls as well. And I can tell you this: if Graham Ncaa gets fouled out, the Wyoming Cowboys do not win this game. I can confidently say that. Yeah, they do not win this game if Graham Ncaa fouls out. So hopefully he can not pick that 5th foul, and he can stay in the game and help his team come back. Hunter Maldonado, 16 points, 7 for 14 from the field. A great shooting night for him. 2 rebounds, 5 assists, but 9 turnovers. He's almost going to have a double-double with points and turnovers. Like I said, this is Russell Westbrook numbers. I don't know what's going on with Hunter. It may be the big stage, everything, the big lights. Like I said, I've never played at this stage. I played D3 basketball, but I never played this stage. I can only imagine what it's like to play in front of so many people, not just there, but you're millions of people are watching. I don't know what's going on because Hunter Maldonado, this isn't him. This is not him. If you guys know about him, he's such an efficient basketball player, great leader on the court, leads by example. He's averaging 18 and 6 assists, if I'm not mistaken. So, for him to be out here doing this, it's surprising. But appreciate everybody for tuning into the stream. If you could like the stream, it'll be much appreciated. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and let's get back to the game.
They're capable of making a deep run.
All right, so the officials are looking at the clock. So we went into the timeout. They stopped it because the shot clock, watch here, the alley-oop, boom, and then the ball is tapped out and the shot clock started. So that's when the officials stopped the game and say we have to go take a look at it. And it looks like they're checking it out. Nate Harris is the one who saw it first.
Yeah, Geronimo taps the ball towards the official.
And then Wyoming was going to lose 4 seconds.
All right, so they'll put the shot clock at 27. And Wyoming with the basketball down 7. Plenty of time left.
Here's that full court pressure. Indiana extending their defense.
Ncaa and Maldonado combined for 33. Everybody else has 14. They've scored all 22 in the second half. I don't know if they'd go to somebody else. Maldonado has the pass cut out. That's 19 turnovers, 10 for him.
Yeah, the empty possessions. That's one thing to miss a shot, but the empty possession where you don't get a shot off, no chance to get fouled, no chance to get a second shot off the missed shot, and no chance to make a basket. And that'll kill you.
Johnson to Geronimo underneath, and he's able to fly up over the top of everybody.
Geronimo multi-purpose tonight, bringing his entire toolbox to the court.
And for a guy that's only averaging close to 4 points a game, to get double figures off the bench, man, that's 15 points off the bench.
And it's the variety of ways he's contributed.
Wenzel for 3, and he's fouled. Geronimo is called for the foul. It's going to be a 3-shot foul.
It always... So outstanding play by Geronimo. Gathered himself, didn't step out of bounds, finish inside.
Using that length. Again, we talked earlier in the first game about closeouts with high hands but having body balance.
It almost seems like when Indiana gets a 6-point lead or more, on the other end, they got an offensive foul, moving screen. Now they foul a 3-point shooter.
Well, Wenzel missed the first. He has 2 more. Makes that one.
It's going back to Geronimo, fellas. Season high 13 is, well, actually, season high is previous versus Merrimack. It was 13. Got 15 tonight.
All right, well, they're making sure they're enforcing the coach's box for Mike Woodson.
Coach Woods is not going to listen to that. Are you kidding me? That was
Mike
always
Woodson,
my problem. The legend.
Timeout called by Wyoming. 7-point game.
At JP Morgan, the only definition of wealth that matters is yours. It can be a smaller house, but a bigger nest egg, a goal to work toward, or the freedom to.
And why do I feel like I jinxed them? Maldonado has 10 turnovers, guys. The person that they trust the ball with the most in terms of, facilitating and, running the offense has 10 turnovers. I don't know if Russell Westbrook's whispered in his ear. I don't know what's going on, but this is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen something like this from a college basketball player, without a doubt. 16 points, 10 rebounds. I feel bad for him because if they end up losing this game, he's going to take a hard look in the mirror and say it was because of him, Same thing with Graham Ncaa, though. He has 5 turnovers, So I don't know what's going on. Like I said, maybe they watched some Russell Westbrook highlights or something like that, but we will see what transpires. We are 2:19 left in this second half. Indiana's up 9 points, 58-49. Trace Jackson Davis has 25 points. Geronimo off the bench has 15 points, 7 rebounds. And this is likely going to be an Indiana W. Don't take my word for it, though. We still have a lot of basketball. March is the month of miracles. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could like the stream, it would be much appreciated. And let's get back to the game.
One might expect they've been trying to do that all year. Good double team.
The Cowboys in the corner. Coach, as you mentioned before, that's the coffin corner. Press offense. You don't want to inbound it there with the sideline and the baseline acting as extra defenders.
Yes, it's 4 defenders total with the baseline and sideline.
And the double team.
Xavier Johnson will just speed into the open court. And
wow! From the baseline, Jackson Davis brings us into March Madness.
Wow. And he had to raise the roof sign after that one. These fans are going crazy.
Came in on a nasty angle as well.
Was his head near the basket?
It was kind of a Superman deal, too. Give him a cape. He's coming in sideways. This is the way to beat a press. Attack it baseline to baseline. Go right to the cup.
Yeah, and Ncaa has 4 fouls, so he was out of dodge. Maldonado to the line, makes the first.
We call that El Matador defense. Ole.
Yeah.
Open the gate.
Nice job. Press offense the last time. Got the ball in the middle of the floor to your best ball handler.
9 of 14 now for the free throw line.
Now the clock is your friend. You don't, Indiana, if you're Indiana, you don't need to rush into bad decisions. Utilize the clock. You don't want to be hesitant or too conservative, but you just want to be smart.
Under 2 minutes to play.
Wyoming needs to generate some steals here.
Xavier Johnson under the basket to the corner. Stewart, his jumper, it's good. Largest lead of the night for Indiana. First time it's a 10.
And Xavier Johnson orchestrating as he has over the last 8+ games.
Set play for a 3.
Maldonado sizes up 3. He's fouled. Count the bucket. He'll get an extra one.
Excellent 2-man game. Little dribble handoff action.
And initially, the mistake was made when Stewart tried to go under the screen and roll. During this time of the game, when you're trying to protect a 10-point lead, you want the offensive team, your opponent, to play inside the 3-point line. So you want to war or fight over screens, explode over screens, and then once the ball enters the paint, you want to stay home on all of the 3-point shooters.
No doubt. Ncaa buried him.
Well, that 4-point play has made this a 2-possession game again with 1.5 left and a near steal by Jeffries. Xavier Johnson up the floor. You just play this out, guys? Oh, maybe not. That's 3 on DeSalle. Most points in an NCAA tournament debut. Trace Jackson Davis, 25. The guy above him is his coach, who he says has brought light to the Indiana basketball program with 26.
Only 5 team fouls here for Wyoming, so.
Yeah, so they have to get it up there. Ball is knocked out of bounds.
They have to look at that.
Yeah.
That could have gone either way.
Your point about the 5 fouls is that they have to get it at least up to the area of the bonus, because there's only 110 left. Did it hit the heel of Xavier Johnson after it hit the foot of Wenzel? Tough to tell.
Not from that angle. It didn't look like it. The ball didn't look like it changed its trajectory. No. After Maldonado kicked.
And there was no contact.
Yeah, it's
by Wenzel.
I think if the call was Indiana ball, which is what it looked like, it's tough to overturn that.
But now Indiana, if they retain the ball here, they have a free timeout.
Wenzel didn't hit the ball, though, did he? I didn't see it.
I thought Wenzel may have touched it, but I could be wrong. Gene, do you have your microscope out? Have you enlarged it as far as you can to see what happened there?
I'm doing my best here, guys. We've got great angles, but as Avery said, it doesn't look to me like the ball changed in its possession. And also, Tommy, kudos to you. It's the call on the court, right, that we make in live action that becomes very important in plays like this. And the fact that they have called this ball out of bounds against Wyoming and giving Indiana the ball, I just don't see anything that's conclusive enough to overturn the ruling on the court right now.
Yeah, Roger Ayers is trying to enlarge it as best he can. Yep, he's going to call it Indiana basketball.
It went off his foot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His sneaker.
Roger Ayers just signaled to us what had happened.
It was good sign language.
It really
J.D.
was.
Collins would be impressed with the technique on that
I'm glad
communication.
that ball didn't go off your foot, Coach Lapp, with those fancy shoes you have on.
Shot clock is at 10, and Jackson.
Fancy footwork by Trace Jackson Davis.
Under a minute to play for the opportunity to move on to face St. Mary's. Wenzel's 3. Too strong. He wanted the foul, and now you have to foul.
You have to foul.
He's got to get up to the bonus.
Yes, indeed.
Here's Jackson Davis.
Feet get tangled. Might have been a travel.
It might have been a travel.
That was a travel.
Thank you, Avery, for putting a stamp on it.
I'm not Gene Johnson, but
you're the judge and jury.
Fouls called on Maldonado. They said Xavier Johnson, 79% free throw shooter to the line. He's made, coming into tonight, he's made 53 of his last 60 free throws.
Well, there's still time, but it looks like the Hoosiers will move to 16-3 on the season when holding opponents under 65 points. That gets back to that smothering Indiana defense.
Maldonado up top for Jeffries for 3. Grazes the front of the rim. Maldonado with the rebound. Dussel for 3. In and out. Ncaa to Jeffries, who's fouled. Count the bucket. That was not a good foul by Galloway.
No, but an alert play. The presence of mind by Ncaa to tap that ball to his teammate. Going to pick up a rebound and an assist with that play. Ncaa in the second half has been outstanding. Just the turnovers. Got to go back to the empty possessions is the only issue for Wyoming.
Yeah, 19 turnovers tonight.
And if you're Indiana, you're forcing Wyoming to take contested threes. Now everybody must box out, even on the free throw line.
Off the front of the rim, Wyoming gets it back. Maldonado, step back 3. It's no good, an air ball. And Wenzel fouls Jackson Davis.
And I think Coach Linder was very disappointed with that last three. He was saying, you know, shot fake and drive, because you think when you're down 6 at this point in the game, and it's 24 seconds, you know, sometime an old-fashioned three-point play at the basket is just as helpful. Or if the defense makes a mistake, maybe you can get a three on the backside with penetrating pitch game.
So Jackson Davis, 27 points. Team at averaging 18.1 and 8.2. Makes that one. He has 28. He's one of 3 Big Ten players with 500 points or more in each of the last 2 years. First in free throw attempts in the country. Free throws made since 2019.
And as Coach Woodson alluded to, they're third in open shots, getting open shots.
I got to tell you, I think Wyoming's fortunate there, because it looked like Jeffries. Watch this, watch. Oh, he was pushed. Okay. So that's what they called. It was on Galloway. So that'll send Jeffries to the line. Galloway fouls out. Noah Kopp checks back in.
What I was saying, you just got a sense that if Indiana can make some more threes with the force of nature that they have inside with Jackson Davis, man, they can advance in the NCAA tournament.
Well, they demonstrated that over the course of the year. The big win over Purdue in the conference tournament as well. Played terrific basketball. But they can advance through the brackets.
Jeffries gets a nice friendly bounce off the rim. It's a 7-point game. Makes both free throws and a timeout called by Jeff Linder. 64-58. It's a 2-possession game. All right, you guys both coached at a very high level. You're down 6, 14.8 to play. If you're Wyoming, how do you approach these last 14.8s?
Well, you're trying to create 2 possessions, so you're going to put pressure on the ball, try and force a 5-second count in the backcourt, or try and get a steal on the inbound pass. If you don't get that steal of a 5-second count, there's not enough time to let them dribble the ball or play keep away. You've got to foul on the catch if you're not going to be able to steal it. Then you've got to hope they miss free throws and you're able to push it and do it again. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
If you're Indiana, getting your press offense, sprinting to the ball, strong with the ball once you receive it, run through the ball, do not run away from the basketball. And the inbounder, sometimes you got to fake one, make one with your passes, especially if you're going to have somebody on the ball like Odin. But you got to get open, and sometimes it's the guy at half court that needs to sprint up.
Throw over the top like a tight end.
Kopp will inbound to Johnson, and they foul him immediately.
This is always difficult at this stage, naturally, not only losing a game, but you start to think the finality of it all hits you, that this season, this journey, this team's run is over. As special as it's been, it's one of the better in Wyoming history. Coach Linder gets a thumbs up, high marks what he's done at this program. And then your seniors, players, managers, they won't have this experience of playing and practicing together as they have on this journey.
And a really nice job overall representing the Mountain West Conference. It's a tough conference. Got 4 teams in this year.
Great conference. Second free throw. It's good. Nothing but net. Again, he's been right on the mark these last few games for the free throw line. 10 seconds. Maldonado hands the ball off. Wenzel for 3. Caught out of the air by Jackson Davis. That seems appropriate. He'll finish the game with 29 points, 9 rebounds, and Indiana wins its first NCAA tournament game since 2016 and will advance to the first round to take on.
Basically played at Indiana's tempo. Indiana wanted a slugfest. They didn't want a track meet. And they got a slugfest. They were able to basically get their hands and clamp down.
And there you have it. Indiana basketball is on to the next one. 66-58. Great win over Wyoming. Trace Jackson Davis, I mean, this guy he's making a good case for the NBA. I'll tell you that right now. 29 points, 9 rebounds and a block, 10 for 16 from the field, and imagine this, 9 for 11 from the free throw line. A big man that can shoot free throws. My oh my. He's not a 3-point shooter, and I don't think he really needs a 3-point shot when he's so efficient from the field. I don't know. He's just fun to watch. Xavier Johnson didn't shoot too well, but he came out there and produced assists. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. Same thing with Race Thompson. He didn't do too much for the offense. He was 2 for 9, but he was getting them boards. 4 points, 7 rebounds for the big man, 2 steals as well. Geronimo, he's one of the main factors of why Indiana won this game off the bench. 15 points, 7 for 11 from the field with 7 rebounds. Wow, Graham Ncaa, I mean, wow, I wonder what's next for him. An amazing season for him. He was averaging 19 and 10, and he was a leader of this Wyoming team. He was kind of rusty the first half, but he came back in the second half, and he did his best, but they ended up coming up short. He ended the game with 17 points, 9 rebounds, but he had those 5 turnovers, and that's really what killed him. Hunter, why do I always say Hunter? Wait, is his first name Hunter? Is that why? Hold on. Let me just... Oh, so I was... I've been saying his name is Hunter and been correcting myself saying it's not. It is Hunter Maldonado. Maldonado, I mean, listen, man. He was 8 for 16 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. He had 21 points. 5 rebounds. No, 3 rebounds and 5 assists. But he had 10 turnovers. Mind you, the whole Indiana team had 8 turnovers. Maldonado by himself had 10 turnovers. Now, I don't think one person's actions lose a game, but definitely him turning the ball over 10 times definitely was a factor. When your second best, if not first best player is playing like that, it just doesn't help. But shout out to Wyoming. They had a great season. Looking forward to what they can do next year. Indiana's on to the next. I'm looking forward to seeing what Indiana does. Like I said, they can shock. This is a team that can shock some people. They play together. They're a tight-knit group. You can tell Mike Woodson has a tight ship over there. He's a great basketball coach. Yeah. Once again, I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in to the stream. We will be back for more March Madness games this year. So just stay tuned for that. And yeah, man, I'm out. This was a fun stream. You guys have a good one. And yeah. I'm gonna go take a nice little nap. It's late. Thomas, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Savo Snipes, yes, filet mignon tomorrow night. Filet mignon, okay. I see you, big baller. Kelly, Don Patterson, Wyoming. Oh yeah, for sure, Kelly, without a doubt. I think what happened was Wyoming came into this game not ready, and they got rattled very quickly. I think Mike Woodson and Indiana, they just have a way of kind of shocking you and just how intense they play or how intense they come out in the first 5 minutes. They did this versus Iowa. They came out strong those first 5 to 10 minutes. Everybody was shocked, and pretty much that was the reason why they were in that game the whole time. Iowa just ended up coming back and winning that game. But still, Indiana's fun to watch, man. I'm looking forward to what they can do in this tournament. But yeah, Wyoming got outclassed. That's really it. Like I said, when your floor general has 10 turnovers in the game, it doesn't help at all. But once again, I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning into the stream. We will be back for more March Madness games. And now I'm officially out. Good night, man.